Hey, what's happening, San Diego? Great to be with you. And a manic Monday. We get the week underway here on San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, all together in our Odyssey Palace studios. A little Gwynn and Chris for you. Ahead of tonight's ball game, Padres in San Francisco to, at long last, play a rival from the NL West. The Giants tonight. And then the Dodgers later in the week. And then next week,
we'll do it again.
We'll try it again. And then that's it.
That's it.
Then you don't get to see anybody the rest of the way.
Now my complaining starts again. I had kind of forgotten about it.
I know.
But
the schedule's so bad.
The fact that these are the last 2 weeks of these matchups is
we're going to be done with the Dodgers
annoying.
We're going to be done with the Dodgers on August 24th. I mean, like, that's just not good planning.
Nope.
There's another 5 weeks of the season left after the Padres and Dodgers are done playing. So, good weekend, though. Padres get 2 out of 3 from a really good Boston Red Sox team. They get 2 out of 3 despite the fact that Nick Pivetta had a rare bad start, a bobble, as it were, Friday night. And then you really got very little, if anything, out of Michael King's return to the rotation. But this club finds a way, and, they've been doing this all year, so I'm not really surprised that they end up getting 2 out of 3. I love how they closed it out yesterday. Dylan Cease back in form for 6 innings, and, this is as good as 6 innings as I've seen in a while, maybe even all year. And then the bullpen just does a fantastic job. I mean, Jason Adam gets bases loaded, nobody out. He's got to get out of that somehow. He gets the 2 Ks, and then Morejon made an unbelievable pitch there on Roman Anthony, diving down and in.
Dirty.
Oh, no way.
As a left-hander, like, you already know that he has good sink.
Yeah.
And all you're trying to do is kind of beat the ball before it starts to kind of come in.
Before it gets out of your reach.
And at 97, 98.
No time.
And that one had that ball, I don't know what the horizontal movement on it was, but it wasn't a little bit. That's for sure.
Yeah. The only chance Roman Anthony had there was to predict ahead of time that it was going to be a ball and not swing.
That's it.
That was the only thing he could do. Because if he had to be ready to hit, he had to swing because it looked like a strike the whole way.
The problem is that he's got a 2-way fastball. He got the 4-seamer too, and he's throwing the slider out of that same slide. So you got to make it, 0.2.
That was
milliseconds to figure out which way is gonna go.
You're not gonna hit that. And then look, he gets in a little trouble in the 8th inning, and no Suarez yesterday, no Estrada yesterday. You want to save Mason Miller for the 9th if you need him. So how about David Morgan? He's been as good as almost anybody.
Can we talk about it for a sec?
Sure. He comes in, he gets 5 in a row, strikes out 3 of them, gives Mason Miller the day off. Now everybody's loaded for bear for tonight. I mean, that means so much what he did.
And this goes all the way back to when the Padres brought him up and were kind of piecemealing some late innings. And then a few times when that bullpen was beat up, he had to pitch in some more higher leverage. And this just goes to the long game that A.J. Preller, his staff, Mike Schilt, his staff, him and Ruben, see the long game and understanding, listen, at this point, we don't know what we're going to get at the deadline, right? You didn't know at that point you were going to be able to get a Mason Miller to add to your bullpen, right? So we better start developing some of these arms that we have down in the minor league system, David Morgan being one of them. And they have kind of groomed him. And listen, he might not pitch in another spot like that this year, but he's got he's going to be prepared.
If he has to, he'll be ready.
He's going to be prepared to do so.
And I'll feel confident when he comes in.
Absolutely.
Now, I remember, you're right, Tony. Early, he started on May 26th because we had him on Friday, as people know, and that was his first one. But by the end of May, in a few days, he was pitching in the 8th inning of a tight ball game. I think they were down by a run, and they brought him in the 8th inning to keep it there. And I think everybody said, "What, really? Is he ready for this yet?"
Right.
But it paid off yesterday. And people probably don't really notice it, right? You win 6-2 going away, but his 5 outs are probably going to help you all week in San Francisco because, everybody's rested and ready to roll. You got Darvish start tonight. He's got to bounce back. You're going up against Webb, and he's always dangerous, but I'm really feeling it with this Padre ball club, Tony. And the other thing is, Offensively now, they've scored 4 or more runs in 10 of their last 13 games, and they've won 9 of those 10. If they score 4 runs with this pitching staff, it's lights out. You're going to win almost every time.
Are they up to 60 yet with wins when they got 4 or more? I know it was like 50-something at one point.
4 or more? No, they're not up to that, but they're winning 75% of the time when they score 4 runs. I think they're 47-16. So yes, no, you're right. They've done it 63 times.
Right.
They've won 47. So it's almost automatic. If they get to 4, it's going to be hard to beat them, and they're getting to 4 now. I mean, it's almost impossible to keep them from getting to 4. Why? Because the lineup.
And listen, that Red Sox team was pretty good, man. I was impressed.
They've been hot.
watching them play, man. And the Padres found a way to overcome it and take 2 or 3. Now you roll into San Francisco, which is always a dogfight, no matter how good each team is playing. Typically, no matter what, these 2 teams get together, and it's just a tough series. Hopefully, Padres can go in there and wreck shop.
Yeah, Giants have gone 24-31 since the last time these teams met. But, the Giants, I don't think they've given up yet. They shouldn't. They're still a 500 ball club, and they have a good series, a good couple of weeks. I'm sure they think they can still get back into it. I do want to talk about the play of the weekend, Tony. And no, it was not any kind of defensive play out there, and Laureano running around in the outfield or Cronenworth diving. I didn't think it was anybody at the plate. Manny Machado tries the hidden ball trick, and I can't tell you. I don't think anybody knew what was going on. Unfortunately, at the moment he did it, Peralta happened to step on the rubber, because that guy would have been out from here to Tuesday. What a move. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple
He's always thinking, that guy.
A couple of things on that. Alex Cora is probably the wrong guy to pull again, because they're paying attention to that team specifically.
Right.
Is paying to I watched that same night, late in that ball game. I was watching on my iPad, and the camera kind of panned into their dugout. And sure enough, I don't think it was Alex Cora, it was one of the other coaches. They had it was the game Suarez pitch. They had a side-by-side of him coming set, and they were clearly trying to pick apart what it was, and it was a clear shot. So I got to see it. Now, I will say this. I don't know that they got anything from it.
They were trying to discern whether he sets differently for a fastball
versus that change.
So if they could tell something was coming.
And it was clear that they might have thought they had something. But
it didn't look pretty much
but
the same.
It didn't really result too much. But the point is,
they're aware.
I also put a little fault on Peralta's hands there. As a pitcher, you know you don't have the ball, A. B,
he definitely knew he didn't have the ball.
And maybe he didn't know the rule, but you should know that rule, that you can't be on the rubber without the baseball.
All you have to do as the pitcher there
just
is
stand behind
straddle the rubber.
Yeah, just have that one leg behind it.
If you straddle the rubber, the pitcher, the base runner is then going to think you're kind of getting ready to pitch.
Right.
Even though your foot's not on it.
Right.
And then Manny would have got that. Anyway, it backfired, but it didn't matter. The Padres won the game, and you go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and that one, Tony, and you get first and second. Obviously, you get the ghost runner. They walk the batter ahead of Laureano. First and second, nobody out. They're going to bunt there. They have to bunt there, and Alex Bregman knows it too.
Yeah.
And so he creeps in about 5 steps. Laureano right now is having such a season that he can just dial up the one-hop chopper over the guy's head, and there it was. That's a double play if the guy's in normal circumstances, but
for sure.
Laureano knew it, chopped it over, and, man, you get the win. I love it. So, great weekend. No damage done in the standings. Dodgers got 2 out of 3 from Toronto as the Blue Jays were able to salvage the final game yesterday. Matt Clement hit a homer in the 9th inning to win it for Toronto. So you're still 2 back, and I think we're all still thinking this division is what we got to get, Tony. Maybe you can help me into the locker room, into the dugout, and the whole thing, and the mindset. I feel like the division is really important. It's just right now you'd have to go to Wrigley Field for a 3-game series and win 2. But if you won the division, you'd get the bye, the whole thing. How do you go for the division without overdoing it?
That's where the whole idea of this being the last time they face off against each other kind of comes into play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can you really put your chips all out on the line
in mid-August?
I
know.
That's so, I think you got to treat these games like you've treated, all of the games you've had in the second half with a sense of urgency. I don't think Mike is going to do anything different than what he's been doing here as of late. As to me, there's been a noticeable change in like maybe the last week before the deadline before the break to where they have kind of come now. It's a little bit more aggressive. I think he's going to approach these games the way that they've been approaching them in the second half.
Michael King, and we'll talk a little bit. I mean, he's going to be back out there Friday in LA, or at least he's scheduled to be. And I would expect him to be much sharper. I think everybody feels he will. But I almost felt sorry for the Red Sox once he went out of that game. Because I'm like, you know what? They're not going to score again. And they didn't until the home run tied the game, and give them credit for that. But this bullpen is just off the charts, and the Padres are so dangerous right now because of it. All right, we're underway. Tony, Chris, Skraby, we're all in studio. I haven't even talked to Skraby yet, and we have big news to share. Before we go to break, Skraby, smile. I want you to smile. Show everybody your teeth. Come on, show everybody your pearly whites. There they are.
Here are my chompers.
Get a look at those, because it may not be like that for long.
I'm getting my teeth removed.
We're going to tell everybody what the issue is when we come back. We're underway. Glad you have with us. Andrew Baggarly from The Athletic talks about this week's series in San Francisco. All of it ahead on Gwynn and Chris.
What's up, everybody? This is Tony.
Any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic.
usual on this show, we went to break. Not necessarily talking about sports, but Skraby's mouth. Yeah.
Skraby's big mouth.
His mouth.
Hey, I don't know what's going on with my mouth right now.
He may very well have that feeling for real here shortly. Chris kind of teased it, so we'll pay it off now. Skrabe, it sounds like you may very well need braces. Need braces.
He can't even say it before he starts laughing.
I kind of have a strong opinion about
I want to see
grown
the
men
braces,
with braces.
honestly.
Yeah, hold on. Let's talk about why I'm getting braces.
Like, give us the story. This is not going to be a great look if you accept this. I have to tell you.
I don't think I have a choice. So I broke a tooth years ago when I was drinking, and so it's not the greatest tooth.
Man, you are still paying bills for
the rest of my life. For the rest of my life,
No,
because of this darn broken tooth.
Yeah.
But the way my bite is, I keep biting down on the back of my teeth, and I'm grinding the back of my front teeth. And they said the only way to fix that is if we move them around with braces or Invisalign. I said, okay, Invisalign, great. And then they told me the price of Invisalign. And I said, okay, maybe not so great. And then they also told me that if you do a job where you speak for a living, you can't usually do Invisalign because it changes your speech pattern. So they said, we got braces for you. 6 to 8 months they want to put braces on, and I don't think I have a choice, guys.
Are you going to be like Jaws in the James Bond movies, or is this going to be?
Are you going to have one of those wires that kind of come around?
No. I love those. Those are especially attractive.
Oh man, no, I don't know that they have.
By the
those
way,
anymore.
I hope no young people with that look are listening right now.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Self-conscious.
No, young people are fine. I'm
Okay.
talking about
Right, I know.
almost
Somebody his
40-year-old
age.
men.
Yeah, I know.
This is a
Right.
big difference.
So
Yeah, man,
our
this
guy
is gonna be
Will
something.
just sent me a picture of a guy with braces. So,
Yeah, I don't
Tony, what's
know.
your hot take on older guys with braces?
I just think if you're an adult, you got to invest in Invisalign.
But what if?
Because if you
What
got,
if it makes me
can you-
talk weird
can
for
you-
8 months?
listen, as a single man yourself, how are you planning to meet anybody with metal in your mouth?
You know what? That person's going to accept me for who I am.
You know,
That's
are you-
well
are you-
said, but it doesn't really.
Here's the other question for you. It's very important. Are you like a heavy teeth brusher?
Yeah, I brush my teeth. I said, oh,
How many times a day do you brush your teeth?
twice, morning and night.
Yeah, see, when you
And
got,
then
when you
I
got braces, man. I think you got to step up the brush game too.
I don't want to do any of this, but I don't think I have a choice. Invisalign is very expensive.
It
I
is.
will say.
I'm not.
I will say.
Can we
know
get
that-
somebody out there that can just pick up the tab for your
Hook him up.
Invisalign? We must have one rich listener that cares about looking at you on the chat for the next 6 months with braces. Trying to
Someone
save
said, my wife is awesome. This is Surfers Rule All. Not sure if I agree with your name, but
Okay.
my wife is awesome. She never buys anything over $100 without talking about it. It's adorable. Then one day I read a text I never thought I'd read. Quote, I wrote a $5,000 check for their daughter's braces.
Yeah, dog. I've had
Yeah,
the
exactly.
experience
The
of that
braces aren't going to be cheap either,
3
are they?
times, and it's about to be
Cheaper.
a 4th. Yeah.
They have a program in California apparently that you could use, and it's interest free for a certain amount of time that you could pay off. But I mean, I think I'm gonna get braces, guys. I don't know.
This
I
is,
have a choice.
I'm
No,
speechless.
Trust me. You think I want to get braces, Chris?
No, and I don't think the viewers, the people on YouTube chat don't want you to get braces either. That's why I'm counting on somebody to help you out here.
Matt says something great. They should be stoked you are bettering yourself. Thank you, Matt.
We are stoked that you're better yourself, but we got to give you a hard time while you're doing it, though. Like you can't just better yourself and just get free
I
reign
can't
to
stop
do it.
thinking about the wires coming around the mouth, like from the back.
I think that would be a first for a person older than 35.
Chances are you getting the metal or see-through? I haven't made it that far. I have to go to the orthodontist, I believe is what that person's called. Well, that was a bad visit to the dentist.
I implore everybody to come hang out with us this Friday at Islands Restaurant. It may be the last time you can see Skraby
Shush.
and not be semi-repulsed by him.
For everyone out there with braces, that is Chris Ello at Chris LOSD on Twitter and
I don't know. The
Instagram.
wire going around the head is what's getting
It
me.
is getting me too, Chris. I can't get it out of my head.
Well,
I don't think
there
they
you
do
go.
that anymore, though. I don't think they do that
We love
anymore.
you, Scrape. It's all good, man.
Brown and gold rubber bands. There we go.
If you,
I could give Padres braces.
I will pretend like I don't know you if you have brown and gold rubber bands in your mouth.
EC Money says woman repellent.
Repellent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Nonetheless, got that out the way.
When are we going to know the final analysis on this?
Well,
So I
after
can
you
look
guys
forward
just
to
did
it.
this, I think I need to wait about a year and a half before I start this process.
Join us live at Islands in Carmel Mountain as we broadcast live from 2 to 6 on August 15th. We'll be giving away a baseball signed by none other than Fernando Tatis Jr., as well as 2 pairs of tickets for when the San Francisco comes to town on August 20th. So come out to Islands in Carmel Mountain on Friday, August 15th, and hang with us. Now, August 15th, I will.
It's Chris and I.
Is that Friday?
Yeah, you're going to be up
I'll
in
be
LA.
in- I'll be in Los
You'll be
Angeles.
getting ready for the big series in LA, but yeah, we're going to be out there. We're excited about it. We got all that stuff to give away, and it's off the 15 at the Carmel Mountain exit. Just go east up the hill a little bit. Islands is right there, and we look forward to seeing all of you. And we'll have some fun before the Dodger game, Padre Dodger game.
You guys want to talk some more Padres? Little AC's newsletter. You want to get into some of that?
What's he got?
Well, Adrian Mortihone entered yesterday's game with the bases loaded, 2 down in the 7th inning, and struck out Roman Anthony, as we talked about earlier.
Sorry, finish that, and then I got to say this before I forget.
Mortihone has inherited 34 runners and allowed just 4 to score. His 88% strand rate is best in majors among the 42 relievers who have inherited a 25. He's kind of been like probably, I don't want to say under the radar because he ended up being an all-star, but he's probably the reliever that is least talked about out of all of them.
Yeah, it is.
Suarez,
Yeah.
now Miller, Adam, Estrada.
There aren't many 5th inning relievers that get talked about, Tony. I mean, 5th
touche.
inning relievers are normally, kind of the last guy on the club. I mean, this is why this team is absurd right now. You can bring him in there, and he makes a pitch like that yesterday. This is the best bullpen. They've got 36 wins out of their bullpen, and they've only got 66 wins. So their starters only have 30, but the bullpen's got 36. They got the best ERA by quite a margin coming out of the bullpen. And Mike Schilt is doing showing a master's touch to this, Tony, because it seems like the bullpen pitches 5 or 6 innings every game, but he's able to spread it out now.
Yeah.
So Suarez has been in 3 or 4 games in the last 10 days. Same with Miller, same with Adam. They're all getting enough rest in between, and there's not many teams that can do that because they don't have the depth.
This is really what he's been doing all season long, right? He's just got more weapons at his disposal, right? I don't think a lot of people understand the kind of the breakdown of the bullpen and how, a guy may come in and pitch an inning in a third, you get him out of there and let the other guy finish 2, and maybe that's the end of his day that day. And he's kind of piecemealed it. Very rarely, it seems like, especially when it's not a clean game, does a reliever just get one solid inning, like 1 inning, 2 innings of work.
No,
boom.
Mike Schilt is not. He's addicted to coming out there with 1 out remaining in the inning.
Right. So
He
you'll get a
loves that.
reliever with 2/3 of an inning pitched, or
Yeah, he does
one in
that.
one and a third. And I think, in essence, it ends up saving bullets. A guy is not having to finish a whole inning. He's on a certain day, he only comes in and gets 2 batters. He might just get 1 batter that day. And you've kind of seen that throughout the year. But now with all of the weapons, extra weapons he has now, you're seeing that kind of strategy really play itself to perfection, and especially here recently.
Explain. Oh, go ahead. You got to get something in. Yes, sir.
I think it's worth the wait. But Jesse said something on the air yesterday during the game that stopped me in my tracks, Tony. Did you know that Roman Anthony grew up a Tony Gwynn Jr. Isotope fan?
Did he really?
Wait,
I guess because
what?
he grew up in New Mexico and you played for the New Mexico Isotopes. And so Jesse said yesterday that one of his favorite players growing up was you because he gets to go see him all the time.
That's kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy,
That gave me
right?
kind of goosebumps right there.
That might be a first.
It's not a first. You know who else told me that?
No.
Alec Bregman. ironically,
Bregman!
who also grew up in New Mexico and saw the Isotopes play. And so when I went to introduce myself a couple years ago, and he was in Astros, he was like, and it kind of blew me away. He was kind of like already like on me, like he knew who I was. He was like, man, I used to watch you as an Isotope. Like, man, never would have thought AAA would be the place where I made my biggest impact.
You never know who's watching you.
Your biggest impact, made on the major league level, made at the AAA level.
But to be fair, I mean, that's kind of what it's all about, right? So, I mean, that means, at least in my mind, that I was conducting myself in a way that was appealing to a kid at that time, which is cool.
Now I'm going to try and get him on. I already emailed the Red Sox. They have not gotten back to me about this yet. But
he's let the
you go up to Roman Anthony. You say Tony Gwynn Jr. wants to interview you. If he's your biggest fan, he drops everything to do that.
Nah, man, he don't need to do that. Anyway,
Tony Gwynn Jr. in AAA had 97 stolen bases. It must have been
What?
that aggressive style.
That is aggressive.
It was winning over all of these fans.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to break. I think it's enough. I'm talking about myself. Andrew Baggarly, the Athletic, covers the Giants. He'll join us next to talk a little bit about where the Giants go from here, as they have, I don't know, they seem like they kind of petered out here a little bit. But
I hope they stay that way.
Chris is saying they should keep going for it. Here we go. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Ben and Woods on the
Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second #1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero. Never met a pitch he couldn't swing at. And powerhouse hitter for the Expos and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman wearing the 51 jersey right there. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota.
Gwynn Chris, 2:34 is the time. Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. Obviously, Tony is not doing the games tonight. He's here. The Padres are there. They're in San Francisco. 3-game series, and then the Dodgers over the weekend in L.A. Same two teams will be here. Giants and Dodgers next week. We're going to get to the series at hand with Andrew Baggarly of The Athletic here shortly. Before that, best thing I saw all weekend. How about the guy for the Jaguars kicking a 70-yard field goal? I know it's preseason, but that's
I love kickers.
I mean, I do when to do that.
I got a question in the
That's
Big Five for
long-
you guys about this.
Okay, that's the longest field goal by 5 yards in NFL history. If it were it's not.
And that's the
it was not
question.
a regular season
That's the
game,
question.
but
I love kickers.
I
love kickers.
It caught my eye. I must tell you. I mean, these kickers are getting absurd now in the NFL, really. And
Yeah.
I mean, 60 to 65 yards, almost an automatic kick for these players. Anyway. Also, props to JJ Spawn, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago and turned in actually was on last week ahead of the Memphis tournament.
Yeah.
And got to the playoff, lost to Justin Rose. But JJ's playing awesome.
I mean, this guy's making so much money right now with the
Good
finishes
for you,
he's putting in.
JJ. Keep going, brother.
He just won the U.S. Open, gets 5 years of tour card, majors, all that stuff, and he just
Why
keeps
is it
winning.
that's all you think about is the
Him making money
that he makes?
Because this is life-changing money that he's making on a weekly basis.
Yeah, but he's now already made it. So now it's just a matter of getting his cred better.
Well, let me see where he's at in the FedEx Cup, because if he
he
wins,
was eighth going into this tournament, and he just got to the playoffs, so he's got to be even higher than that. Playoffs.
I can't do it without saying playoffs.
I don't think anybody can, honestly.
JJ Spawn is now number 3. If he wins the FedEx Cup, I don't know exactly the purse. A couple years ago, the purse was
I know
$10
it's a lot
million.
more than it used to be because they kind of pushed it up.
They did, because they wanted these guys to make an effort.
Yeah, well, they wanted them to stay. Is what they
That's
really.
true.
That's what they really wanted.
Is JJ Spawn now better than Xander Schauffele? Like, is he the best Aztec? You're not willing to put him ahead of him?
No.
now?
Not willing to go there yet.
Not yet.
I mean, they both Xander won 2 majors, so yeah, JJ needs to hit that other major before he's considered better.
You're giving Xander the edge still to this point.
Yes,
It's fair.
All right,
$20 million for the purse for the FedEx
if
Cup.
he can win the FedEx Cup.
That's insane.
Yowzers.
That is insane.
Crazy.
I would love to go play some golf for $20 million. That'd be great.
Did you guys see the female umpire?
Yes.
I didn't get to. I saw the stories on it.
Nothing. Look, everybody said she did a great job. She worked home plate yesterday, but I feel a little bad for her because of the box there. The very first pitch that she ever called,
it was inside.
by
a lot.
And she went, hey! And then they threw the ball out and they're putting it in the Hall of Fame. The problem is if they put it in the Hall of Fame with a video of that particular pitch, it's going to show
with the box there too.
Right, it's going to show everybody forever that she actually missed the pitch.
Didn't think about that.
I felt so bad
that's
for
the
her
first
on
thing
that.
I thought about. I was like,
yeah.
damn. I guess it's a catch-22. You probably want to get that first one out the way,
Sure,
so now she can kind of move on. But that one is going to be stuck in the Hall of Fame,
right? They're going to have to show that pitch,
and guys like Chris and I will show up to the Hall of Fame and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. The first pitch was a ball by a lot.
Come over here. Look at this. Look at this. She didn't even get the call right.
Yeah.
No,
I still think that's pretty cool. Listen, when I was coming up through the minor leagues, there were 2 female umpires. Neither of them obviously never made it, but obviously a pretty cool.
She made
cool
it.
thing
So,
for Major League Baseball and her.
Yeah,
she put in 10 years in the minor leagues. That's a lot of time.
She put in her work, yeah. And everybody said she did a great job, that one pitch notwithstanding.
Right.
So, all right, Andrew Baggarly, The Athletic, joins us. Padres are in San Francisco to take on the Gigantes. And, Andrew, we appreciate your time. How are you?
Yeah.
Should the Giants give it a shot here? They're at 500. Or should they roll over and let the Padres trash them for the week or 2 weeks? I mean, they're not going to do that.
They went to all the trouble to sell the tickets, right? I mean, they might as well play the games, I guess. The whole place is stocked with beer and hot dogs, and I mean, they might as well go through with it. Sure, why not? It'll be fun.
They just they lost a series to the Nationals. That was always a low point. I'll start with the question about Devers. I'm sure that's the one you're getting more than any other. Whether it's his fault or not, everybody seems to be blaming him for the demise of the Giants. So take us through that a little bit and how much, actual truth should there be, if any, to all of that stuff.
Yeah, not really. That's not really the conversation out here. That's not really come up. I mean, he's starting to hit the ball with some authority here lately.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't been, putting up. He hasn't won Player of the Month for July or August or anything like that. And he's been a little slow getting going. But I don't think anybody thinks. I mean, it's obviously a huge coincidence that they made the big trade for him and just kind of started petering out almost at the same time. But I think that's one of those correlation causation type things where people realize this isn't on him.
Andrew, talk a little bit about Buster Posey. I think he's kind of changed the way that the Giants are approaching players and the game in itself. What kind of job do you think he's done, and how much more work does he have ahead of him to really put the Giants back where they had been, through the mid-teens of the 20s?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a ton of work in that position, right? It never stops. I think that it's obviously a big change philosophically from his predecessor, from Farhan Zaidi, who definitely had his own ideas and priorities and ways of running an organization. And I think culturally, the biggest change is that one of the things that Buster said in his very first press conference after they announced that he was taking over this job was that, they recognize that they're not just in the business of winning games, they're in the business of making memories. And so having a roster that's completely in flux from one day to the next, having, a lineup that's different from one day to the next, not knowing whose jersey you could buy at the store because you don't know if that guy's going to be traded the next minute. That kind of baseball is not really what they value. And there are going to be times when they steer and overcorrect toward being traditional and maybe leave some advantages on the table, but they really believe in continuity and that kind of culture. And you know what? Even though it's been a hugely disappointing season, I mean, there have been some pretty darn good moments this season. I mean, we saw Patrick Bailey hit the first walk-off inside the park homer by a catcher in 99 years. Matt Chapman comes up and hits a 3-run homer with the Giants down 2, down to their final strike. So they've had some pretty great moments that make you think, this team's got the ingredients to do it. And then, they'll lose. They'll get swept at home by the Pirates in 3 games, and then they'll get swept at home by the Marlins in 3 games. You look up and they're only a game over 500 at home now because they've lost 10 of their last 11 at home. They get a little mojo going on the road against the Mets, the best home team in the major leagues. They win 2 or 3 there. They win 2 or 3 in Pittsburgh. They come home. They got the Nationals, who are leaking a ton of oil. And what do? They lose 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
So they've been kind of maddening, I think, for their fans in that respect. But a lot of work to do. I mean, they have some of the big furniture pieces in place now. Matt Chapman, Willy Adames, Rafael Devers. They obviously have tried forever to get, a difference-making middle-of-the-order slugger in free agency. Couldn't get anybody to sign with them, and so this is the way they went out and solved that problem. But a lot of other pieces in the roster are not fitting super well right now. A lot of things fundamentally they don't do very well. And they got to get the pipeline going. They got to start developing players, and that's going to be job one for Buster Posey and his group.
Andrew Baggarly, The Athletic, giving us some insight on the Padres' opponent this week, the San Francisco Giants. Aztec for life, Casey Schmidt. It seems like he has, made a little bit of some inroads this year. He's starting quite a bit. He obviously had that great weekend in LA where he hit a grand slam in back-to-back games. There aren't a whole lot of guys have ever done that. How's Casey Schmidt doing? Does he have a future in San Francisco at second base?
Yeah, he's a good ball player. And tell you what, when he first came up, he was swinging at everything, and he started with a little hot streak, and then the pitchers kind of realized, hey, this guy's swinging at everything. So, they kind of baited the hook for him, and he took it, and he ended up back in the minors. But this is a guy who has some defensive skill. If it wasn't for Matt Chapman, he'd definitely be, I think, one of the better defensive third basemen in the league right now, because he'd had that opportunity there. But he's done pretty good at second base. He even learned first base, like on the complete fly, and he looks pretty good over there too. So, that's a feather in his cap. He hits the ball hard. The exit velocities are always up. When he gets a mistake lately, he's been barreling it. And so, I think absolutely he's got some runway here. He's making the most of it. And he's growing as a hitter and showing a lot of improvements. So I think they have to be very happy with what he's done so far.
Andrew, one of the first big moves that Buster Posey did make was bringing in Willy Adames. He got off to a really slow start. From an average standpoint, he hasn't been, I think, where he probably would like to be, but certainly from a homer's RBI standpoint, he started to kind of pick it up a little bit. What has been kind of the feedback or the kind of the autopsy, if you will, of Willy Adames so far this season?
I'll hold off an autopsy because I think he wants to live, but
Tony.
It's gosh, how do I answer that? You know what? It's pretty amazing his numbers are where they were, given where they were after 2 months. And so he had a really good month of July, and it went unnoticed in a lot of ways because the rest of the offense really struggled around him. It just goes to show that it takes more than one guy to carry a team. But he has had a nice second half. He's settled in. He's played a better shortstop, I think, as well. And that's tough. It's a big adjustment to come to a new team. And as comfortable as he looked in spring training, as much as he's kind of taken on a leadership role with this team, a positive attitude every day. I remember talking to him in June when he was sort of at his worst, and he obviously was feeling it, but you could tell he wasn't down on himself. And I think that's maybe half the battle right there. So how's that contract going to age? What's he going to look like in 6 years? I don't know. That's from an actuarial standpoint, probably not that great, but he's been a solid everyday contributor for them, at least since maybe mid to late June. And if everybody were hitting around him, I think they'd be talking about him more.
Last thing for me, Andrew, and really appreciate the time. Insight, of course, as the Padres get set to face the Giants tonight. Bob Melvin I think it's fair to say he and the general manager, AJ Preller, it seemed like there was a little bit of an oil-water relationship here in San Diego, ended up back there in San Francisco. How is he working with Buster Posey? How are they working together? Is Bob Melvin there for a while?
Yeah, well, they're obviously working well enough together that, Buster Posey came and flew to Arizona, at the very beginning of July and told Bob that they were going to pick up his option for next season. And we thought at the time, well, this was, kind of a motivating thing for the team. They'd already gotten Devers. They weren't really hitting their stride after that. Maybe they can do this to show, faith in what they have. But, talking to Buster, he says, no, this is really, the timing of it was, they assumed that this was something they wanted to happen. But they didn't want to make any assumptions about how the relationship would go. And, it's gone well. They're very much aligned philosophically. And Bob Melvin is a guy that, has had to be malleable. You don't manage as long in the big leagues as he has without, being somewhat malleable to what the front office wants and what they value. And he's managed for a lot of different executives, obviously the Moneyball in Oakland and, Seattle, he's managed big teams, rosters with big stars like Ichiro in Seattle, and teams that are rebuilding, young teams like the A's. So, I think that he's probably in line really with Buster and what they believe philosophically. So, he's under contract obviously for next year. There is the question among some Giants fans who are, upset with the direction the team has taken is, hey, they look at the fact that Melvin's teams in San Diego underachieved as well, at least the second or the last year.
Yeah.
And is that a pattern? And, it's a fair question. It is. But, I think there's still a lot of faith in him and his coaching staff, and we'll see if they make any changes to that coaching staff after the season. But, this is really kind of go time for them. This is their last gasp. And I know the Mets are coming back a little bit to the pack, but, really the only way that they can sort of claim that they have this still within their control is to go out and they got 7 of the next 10 of the Padres, and they got to carve some space here. They got to get a little bit closer to them and maybe win 5 or even 6 or 7 of these games to really have a legit chance, I think, at catching them the rest of the way.
Andrew, very good. Appreciate it. If you want Bob Melvin to say, who is that? Tell him Chris Ello says hello. Excuse me. Hey, thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. Have a good series, and hopefully we'll see you guys down in San Diego next week.
Awesome. Great talking to you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
There he goes. Andrew Baggarly from The Athletic. Good insight.
Who's that?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Wouldn't he say that? Don't you think that's what his
that was
first
really
would
good?
Be?
That was really good.
Yeah,
Chris.
I don't think he would know. Padres are
lineups. We got lineups.
Padres are going to put a lineup out there tonight. Apparently, let's find out what we got.
We got Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off, playing right field. Luis Arraez, first base, batting second. Manny Machado playing third, batting third. Ryan O'Hearn cleaning up again at the DH spot. Jackson Merrill, number 5, center fielder. Xander Bogaerts, shortstop, number 6. Gavin Sheets playing left field tonight, number 7. Jake Cronenworth, 8th, playing second. And then Freddie Fermin catching for you, Darvish. So we got the change of Gavin Sheets being in left field.
Gavin's in there tonight.
And no Laureano.
Laureano hasn't had a day, I don't think.
I think he deserves one.
The Padres. And I believe, and I said it last week, I think you got to get Gavin in.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he has done enough to deserve some playing time. And I will say that Gavin Sheets has been an excellent soldier to this point, accepting the fact that he's going to be riding the pine and has pretty much for the last 10 days, because O'Hearn and Laureano they're better. And that's got to be tough, Tony, for Gavin, because he's really been a big part of the guy's batting 4th or 5th all year long.
It might be different if Laureano and O'Hearn came over and struggled.
Right.
They haven't.
They haven't. No.
And I think when we talked to him, I think you might have not been there, Chris, when we had.
No, I was there the day that the trades were made.
He seemed to kind of lead us to that. He knew something was going to change a little bit. And so, I think that's part of it. And so you're going to find ways to get him in. This is one of those days.
I give him credit for the way he's handled it. Tony, we do have 2 minutes before the top. So it's been a big discussion point, and your opinion means a lot to a lot of fans out there. AC wrote the article last week. It was really good about Fernando and the new Fernando, and laying off pitches and getting walks. And I mean, he was on base all day yesterday again. But the old Fernando had more slug. So where do you come down on this? I honestly, it's been a bit of a mixed response I hear from people.
And where do I come down in regards to what?
Do you like the new Fernando or do you miss the old one?
I don't think this is a new Fernando. I just think he's struggling to kind of have some consistency with his swing or his mechanics or his setup, whatever it may be. But this is kind of what a mature baseball player does when he's not, being able to impact the game that way. He's finding other ways. He's getting on base, which is important to the Padres scoring 4 runs a game. And so, yeah, I mean, would I love for him to be slugging the way he was earlier? Absolutely. But that's not the case right now. And it'd be a fool's errand to continue to try to hunt that when the Padres are chasing the Dodgers and trying to win a division at this point. And so he said, forget it. I'm going to find another way to help the team. And that, to me, that's what he's doing. I think the slug and all that stuff will come as he starts to figure his swing out in a way that he can be consistent with it.
Turn the clock back to April.
Yeah.
He was swinging it like crazy back then. So we know that he's got it there.
Right. It's not like it's disappeared. It's
just all we do need is to reappear about the 3rd week in September and then carry for about 5 weeks after that.
I think what people are concerned about is that his OPS on balls in the heart of the zone, according to Kevin Acee, last year was over 800, and this year it's like 450. So people are like, why is he not punishing mistakes?
Because his swing is not right. You can't. It don't matter where you throw the ball.
Don't shoot the messenger.
You could split the plate
Don't
right
shoot
now.
the messenger.
If your mechanics ain't right, your swing ain't right, you ain't gonna hit that ball.
If you're gonna shoot the messenger, though, aim for the sparkle in his teeth.
Yes, you should.
I hate this guy sometimes.
Hour number 1 in the books. We got Daily Gambit, much, much more Gwynn and Chris ahead. Stick around.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play. And the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh man, this is hot. Not that bad though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh man, this is hot. Not that bad though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy.
Hour number 2 here on Gwynn and Chris. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matthew Skraby. Have a little fun. Talked about Skraby's possible braces happening.
Awesome.
That should be...
We're counting the days.
Why do I tell you guys anything?
It should be interesting to see how that all pans out. Gave you a Padres lineup. Still waiting on a Giants lineup. And now it's time for... we got a day to Gambit coming up. How have you guys been since I've been gone? We haven't talked about it. How'd the shows go? Like...
Well, other than the phones breaking every day, that was trouble. That was trouble. Otherwise, it was good.
They were lacking.
Yeah, Chris wasn't bringing it.
No, I was
kidding.
Yeah, right. I mean, we need help. You guys did not miss. Well, no, you guys missed this.
Something happened on Friday.
Yeah, you guys missed this, but Adam didn't. I didn't really want to address it with Adam still here on Friday.
Uh-oh.
But I've been here
on
the radio in San Diego for going on way too long now. I don't know how many shows I've done. I don't know how many times I've been on the radio. It's an absurd amount, and I appreciate everybody for putting up with me over the years. For the first time And I mean the first on Friday afternoon at about 5 o'clock, a swear word came out of my mouth. And I don't know how or where it came from. I mean, I know what the word was, but I just like that doesn't happen. I don't sit around and even guard against that anymore because I've never done it before. And Adam was sitting over there where Skraby is, and he moved quickly to push the dump button. But I do believe the people on the YouTube chat probably got to hear it. I apologize to anybody there.
I guess if you want a really unfiltered live feed, go to the YouTube because it doesn't dump from the YouTube.
I don't understand it. I will tell you guys that there was another 45 minutes left in the show after that.
Were you a wreck?
I was shaking.
I think that's reasonable.
I really was because I didn't know where it was from.
Right,
I was like, come on.
You start backtracking like, what did I say? Like, when did I say it?
Well, I know what I said. Everybody's asked me, what were you talking about?
Was this during a break?
No, it was during the show.
Oh, wow.
We were talking about, I don't remember the exact how we got into it. We were talking about how Fox Sports paid $7 billion or something. Oh, yeah, you know what it was during the Big Five. And we're talking about, Adam said, Fox is putting the Ohio State game on at 9 a.m. against Penn State or something this season, and Ohio State's really mad about playing at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And I said, too bad.
We've done it before.
Because Fox paid $7 billion for this bleep.
I'm trying to go back and find it.
That's where it happened. Don't find it.
I'm going to.
Are you going to play it again?
I'm going to bleep
so you can dump it again?
Yeah, I'm going to bleep
that
it out.
That might have to be a sounder right there.
I don't even know if I can find it because.
So you're basically going to just want to remind me of this forevermore? I mean, it took me all weekend to shrug it off.
I mean, that's pretty much Skraby's MO right there. I don't know what you expect.
I don't expect any different. You're right. So, yeah, I apologize, and it took me all weekend to kind of get over that. So hopefully we're past it, and hopefully it never happens again. But I don't know where that came from, and it was just weird.
That is. So
it is good to have you guys back. I feel more comfortable. I'm back in my comfort zone now. So anyway, let's do while Skraby looks that up, because now everybody that didn't hear it wants to hear it, Skraby, right?
Yeah.
I can imagine. So you'll do your due diligence, I'm sure, while we get into today's Daily Gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. I'm still looking through trying to find this.
No, you won't have trouble. It's during the Big Five.
I know. So, I heard you say this. Adam asked the question about Shedeur Sanders or Travis Hunter. Which do you care more about? And you said, I don't care about either, which I was like, very on brand for Chris. He doesn't care about either.
What, preseason, you mean?
Yeah.
I know Sanders threw his first 2 touchdown passes the other night, and I'm like, no, he didn't.
They don't count.
They don't count. Nope. They will never count.
Oh, Adam just sent me the audio.
Of course he did.
The audio.
Thanks,
all right,
Adam.
3:20. We're playing Chris's swearing on the air.
Thank you.
He sounds so
Thank you.
Happy about
Couldn't
that.
be happier. We had 6 picks on Friday evening. Suffice to say, I got 2 of them right. I got 3 of them wrong. One was a draw. But for the week, without you guys picking, I was 22-9. I had a really good week. So it's up to you out there if you trust and believe in me to do it again. Tony and Skraby will be picking alongside. We start with Padres Giants tonight. Only 7 runs over under tonight with Darvish and Webb on the hill. Start with you, Tony. Welcome you back and let you pick.
Thank you.
What do you like, under or over here?
I like 7's the number. I'm saying
7.
under.
Under. Padres win 6-0. Skraby?
Under.
Yeah, I think we all got to go under here. I mean, Webb is a tough customer. San Francisco's a tough place to score runs. Be more than happy with a 4-2 victory.
It's pretty unstoppable at home, too.
Webb,
yeah.
Well, he's going to give you probably 7 innings and 3 runs or something, which it might be all the Padres need. But Dodgers are at Angels tonight. Dodgers are obviously going to be favored here by 1.5 runs. The Angels, by the way, swept the Dodgers earlier this year in Dodger Stadium. Tonight they're in Anaheim. Skraby.
Ooh.
Dodgers favored.
Did you see Dave Roberts call out Shohei for a bad baseball play?
I did.
What happened? I missed it.
Shohei tried to steal third, and he was the third out at third.
And they were down, right?
They were down 1 run in the 6th inning, and Dave Roberts was asked about it later. He said, bad baseball play.
We have a player on the Padres who likes to steal third with 2 outs, and I believe his manager doesn't call him out for that.
Is that Fernando?
It is. He got caught the other day.
You guys called him out for that.
Luckily, the guy, Bregman, missed the tag by a wide margin because Fernando would have been out.
I didn't see this.
No, Fernando would have been out easily, but he made it, and
with that one, yeah.
I think there's a difference. I think Shohei is already kind of revered as this perfect player.
Yep.
And if you don't address it and you just let him keep running roughshod, trying to steal third, I mean, he's got a pretty veteran team. No one's but they're gonna be like, I think we should call that out. Gotta hold everybody to the same standard here. If that's
except for when you gamble on sports, but
here you go.
Over the weekend at my fantasy football extravaganza, because it was a 3-day event, someone made a really good point. They were really quick to get Emmanuel Clase and the other Cleveland guy out of there. But the FBI decided that the case was closed after like 16 hours of investigating Shohei. It's very strange how quickly that investigation moved.
Not that strange.
Emmanuel Clase could be figuring out whether or not he's guilty for 3 years. Shohei, innocent after like 12 hours. I just said 16 hours.
I have a feeling you're going to think about this for the rest of your days. It may be the last item that crosses your mind on your deathbed.
No, I won't think about it until I see Shohei on TV or something, and then I'll be like, that's right.
That lucky son of a gun. All right, who are you picking?
Sorry.
After all that diatribe. There's people waiting for you in line here.
Dodgers.
You're taking the Dodgers. I'll take a shot on the Angels and say they have the hex this year. Tony? It's hard to pick the Angels. I'm going to
go Angels.
You're going to go Angels, okay. We got Logan Webb or Yu Darvish. Who gets more strikeouts tonight? Sorry, Hugh, but I got to go with Webb at home. He's really a solid 7 at least. Darvish is up and down. Tony, more Ks.
More. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to go. No.
Go Darv?
Going Darv.
Okay. Scrape?
I think Chris said it right. He's usually a 7K guy at home. Webb.
Eovaldi for Texas, or at Texas. Eovaldi pitches for no, he plays for Texas, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
All right, so user error here. Eovaldi at home against the D-backs. My bad. Sorry. He's got the D-backs. Or Garrett Crochet at Houston. Who pitches more innings tonight? Eovaldi or Crochet? Tony, you're first.
At Boston?
Crochet's at Houston.
Oh, okay.
Eovaldi is home to Arizona. Who pitches more innings? Both of these guys have been almost unhittable all year.
I'm gonna say Crochet goes longer.
Crochet goes longer. Scrape?
Yeah, after all my hemming and hawing. After all my hemming and hawing last week about Crochet's innings, I'm going to say Crochet.
He goes 7. I'm going to go Eovaldi. He could pitch a complete game.
He can.
And has this year. Kyle Schwarber.
That Arizona offense is still potent, though.
They haven't been bad, although they just finished up on the Rockies. Now they'll actually play a real team. Kyle Schwarber at Cincinnati tonight. Ohtani at the Angels. Who gets more hits, plus runs, plus RBIs? Schwarber or Ohtani?
Ohtani's about to show out tonight. He's going back
Skraby's
to his old
up,
stomping
though.
ground. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, he's at his old stomping grounds. Ohtani back in Anaheim. Scrape? What you got?
Schwarber.
I mean, you're not wagering anything. You don't really need to think.
I like to be right, Chris, because you announce all of our records.
I'd take Schwarber too. He's at Cincinnati. Just one pop-up will be a home run. Ohtani or Schwarber? Tony?
Schwarbaum.
We're all
No,
going
give me Ohtani.
He's going Ohtani. Coco Gauff in the ATP Cincinnati. It's a big tournament without being a major. Coco Gauff, 4.5 game favorite over Daniela Yastremska. Now, these two played 2 tournaments ago, and Yastremska won straight up. So I'll take Gauff this time. She's not going to be caught by surprise. 4.5 games, though, is a lot to win by. Tony?
Golf.
Skraby, you want to try Yastremska?
Yeah, I'll take Mike Yastrzemski's sister.
I don't know that that's true, but we'll give
It's
it to
not
you.
because they have the same last
Come on,
name.
Yastrzemski.
They don't have the same last name even. Skraby. All right, those are our picks. We'll see how it works out. WNBA is idle tonight, so nothing there. No preseason football, thankfully. I wasted at least 45 minutes of my day yesterday watching the Dolphins game.
That was a good game, man.
It was really good. I mean,
It
nail
ended
biting.
up as a
I must
tie.
tell you, sure.
Can't get any better than that.
You have to be two bad football teams to tie, and they did. All right, Tony, send us off.
Let's get to break. On the other
Chris
side.
is swearing audio.
Yes. We get to hear from Mr. L.O. Foulmouth.
Potty mouth.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. Here's some traffic.
From the 8-5.
right. Can't wait for this segment. If you have something to do out in the yard, I don't normally ask you to tune out for 10 minutes, but what I did during the show Friday was really embarrassing, and I don't really want to have to hear it again and again and again. And I have a feeling that once Skraby plays it once,
it's going to be coming
he's probably going to play it again and again and again. So
if you do have something out in the yard, you could just go to YouTube, search 97.3 The Fan, and listen as you're out in the yard. So.
True. I know. There's no way to escape this. Before we get to it, the first week one of the NFL preseason is in the books. It was a good performance for Shedeur Sanders. Couple of touchdown passes, as mentioned. He still hasn't actually thrown one in the NFL, but he did put up a couple against Carolina, potentially one of the worst teams in the league. He said after the game that this was their Super Bowl, the Browns Super Bowl.
Wait,
what'd you think of that? Yeah,
I think he was referring to all of the because none of the starters played for the Browns.
So he was saying all of the guys that were playing had to.
That's what I thought he was saying.
Had to do something. Our guy Josh Johnson is still quarterbacking now with Washington.
Shout out to Josh Johnson.
I mean, what a year what a career he's ended up with. Still with Washington. He was part of a loss over the weekend. Jackson Dart debuted for the Giants with 154 yards and a touchdown.
Did him and Shedeur pretty much have the same numbers? What did Shedeur throw for?
Shedeur was 138 and 2 touchdowns. To mention the kid from Jacksonville with the 70-yard field goal. Skraby wants to talk more about that in the Big Five, so we'll hold off on that. I did, like I said, stupidly watch the Dolphin game because that's what I do. And yeah, it's just a waste of my time. Why do I do it? I don't know.
Because you're looking forward to seeing your team on the field for the first time.
I did. I enjoy watching. But was that my
fine.
team? Was that my team? I don't think any of those guys will make the team. But Dolphin. By the way, they were showing the Bears telecast of it. So it was as if the Dolphins didn't even exist. They just kept showing shots of Caleb Williams standing on the sidelines. 49ers were swamped by the Broncos, if that means anything. But the good news for the 49ers, while the better players were in the game, they were ahead 9-0.
Ooh,
then after that, they got outscored 30-0.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was pretty busy this weekend. I didn't even look to see what they did.
They were toppled 30-9.
I have to use that now in my sports updates.
They were toppled.
You've got to stop telling people that you don't watch your own favorite team.
In the preseason game one,
did you watch even like a minute? Like, did you even tune in? Was your curiosity?
I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw a highlight. It doesn't matter. Chris just got done saying it doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
I still watched it.
Yeah, he sure did. And his team is far off worse. No, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, they're bad. Anybody who thinks the Dolphins are going to be good this year, you're wrong. I might tell you right now, I've seen a lot of Dolphin teams, and what I saw yesterday, 10 penalties. It's the same old thing. What do they call the Mike McDaniels? It's not training camp. It's not boot camp. It's
summer camp.
Yeah, it's Club Med for the Dolphins.
There was someone who sent me a video of like this of Mike Vrabel breaking up that fight between the Patriots, and then they put up what the Dolphins were doing at practice, and it was just guys doing backflips and
sipping tea,
doing all the stuff.
Well, it's obvious. I mean, when you make that many penalties, you're not a legit club. I'll never be sold on McDaniel now. I think I hate to say. All right, Skraby, go to it. I put it off as long as I could. Tell everybody what happened.
So I didn't hear any of this, but
yeah, you weren't here.
So Chris apparently swore on the air, and I have not heard this yet. So here is the audio.
Don't tell him you haven't heard this. You and Tony listened to it 12 times during the break.
I knew he was going to blow up your spot.
Why?
Because you do not want this to come out right now.
All right, fine. Tony and I listened to it 3 times during the break.
It was quite funny. You guys.
I had to make sure it was airworthy. Now everybody knows I'm a liar. I know. Now everybody thinks I'm a liar.
Adam was like, I mean, he must have saved this and, kept it close to the vest.
The file name is LO Curse. Here it is.
Here it is.
Any fan of these teams that enjoys their success, box, paid, $7 billion for this stuff. Oh my God, I've never done that before. Isn't that funny? $1 billion for this.
That is authenticity at its finest right there.
And I came right back with the word stuff, but it's a little late. $1 billion for this stuff.
Stuff.
I'll be honest with you, you can play
As
it.
if you could slide the stuff in and it erases the other
way
word.
too late. By the way, look, all right, you're going to play it a million more times. I can't help you doing that. But I got to say, I kind of believe myself to a certain extent.
You're absolutely right.
$7 billion maybe is enough to make you think you should swear. But anyway.
If you really want to know how Chris feels about it, that's
how
there
I
you go.
feel, yeah.
He's not happy with it.
Well, $1 billion for this stuff. Well, all this money goes in the pockets of Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan and SC and UCLA, and they have so much money. Skraby, you and I are agreeing on that.
Yeah,
the rich getting richer, as it were.
I don't need it.
So they put the game on at 9 a.m. Too bad. So that was that. Anyway, I'm sure Skraby will have it handy and play it probably every day for the next 3 years.
We might have to hear it in an open. So
the college football season, by the way, is only 12 days away. August 23rd, there's some games. The Aztecs play on Thursday, August 28th. And then August 30th is the big first Saturday. I bring that up because today the AP rankings came out, guys.
Oh, our favorites.
Yeah, I know.
The rankings before anybody's played a game.
And right off the bat, we can tell how stupid they are. Texas is number 1 in the nation for the first time ever. But in their first game of the year, they're underdogs. They're not even favored.
That is the dumbest thing.
That's because they're playing at Ohio State, which is obviously a good team, the defending national champs. But if Ohio State's favored over Texas, rank Ohio State number 1.
Right.
They haven't played a game yet. So
clearly the bookmakers and the presidents over
here. They know better, yeah. Ohio State's 2.5-point favorite over number 1 Texas, the very first games of the season. Penn State comes in at number 2 ahead of Ohio State.
So that just means that Texas, lose to Ohio State.
It just means that no one knows anything.
Well, no, I get that. I know. What I'm saying is like Texas gets the number 1 spot, so they lose to Ohio State. They only move down 3 spots. They're not really punished for losing to Ohio State.
Yeah, you're right. And then if they win the rest of their games, they'll be back number 1. The unfair part of it is what I think you're getting at, is that the teams that start at the top can afford a couple of losses and they go right back to the top.
Yeah.
The teams that aren't in there now can beat those ranked teams, and it doesn't seem to mean as much.
Yeah.
Good luck to everybody on the rankings.
Good luck to everybody. Julian saying the Carlsbad High School product is supposedly...
He's got a very good chance. Very good guy.
He ended up at Ohio State.
He was at Alabama.
He went from Alabama to Ohio State, sat out last year, and is trying to make the team as a starting quarterback.
I think he's got from what I read, he's got a legit shot to start against Texas in that game that Ohio State is favored in.
That's kind of crazy.
Money.
So we'll see. Boise State, if you're wondering about anything having to do with the Aztecs, Boise State is ranked 25th to start the season. So there's a little bit of love for the Mountain West Conference. Very little. Okay. So glad we're through to that segment. You can come back from the yard now. More Gwynn and Chris coming up on the other side of this. We'll get into our Padres Pen Pals, talking about are we going to have negative questions today? I mean, there's what's negative right now?
There's one person asking why people are so negative.
Okay. Well, we'll see what everybody's got to say, and we'll answer all that stuff when we come back. $1 billion for this stuff. Oh my God, I've never done that before. Isn't that funny?
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
3:35 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr. Chris Hello, Matt Skraby. Chris has got his mouth under control here
For the moment.
for the moment.
It happened late in the show Friday, so
we
gobble,
still got-
gobble. Still could happen again.
Nonetheless, we do have a Padres Pen Pals lined up. I'm interested to see how positive or negative it could be today. I would imagine with all the wins that have happened here while I've been gone, that it should produce some pretty positive questions. We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's get to it.
After traffic.
Indeed.
Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This Game Day Traffic Report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. The 5 southbound is completely jammed into Birmingham Drive. This is all because of a collision blocking the right lane and the northbound side of 15. Another accident at Bernardo Center Drive. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottles at the spring source. I'm Sue Aller with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time to ask the experts, Padres fans.
I was hoping maybe you can bring a little insight into it.
Write us, tweet us, Facebook us, send a carrier pigeon for Chris. He thinks they're cute. Padres Pen Pals begins
Hurt the pelota big time.
now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. I got to be honest. I didn't get a lot of messages about the Padres this week. They're playing too good for everyone, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to say I'm overreacting. I mean, I'm expecting them to win the division. I know Adam and I just separately did our, who we feel are the top 5 teams in baseball on Friday. Never mind records, but just who's the best 5 teams. We both put the Phillies #1. They're the team that I think makes me the most nervous. But I put the Padres #2. I don't feel bad about doing that. I think they're that good all of a sudden with all these moves that have been made. And I wonder if, people might think I'm overreacting, but I don't know that I am.
I don't think you are.
Hopefully they'll back
In
us
terms
up.
of what? Feeling like
moves made.
they're a top tier team?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that's an overreaction.
I mean,
I think finishing up the season, I don't think that's an overreaction. Once you get to the playoffs, though, you can kind of throw,
That's right.
you can throw all of that out.
But aren't the Padres built for what we think the postseason is, which is an incredible bullpen and length of the lineup now, where everybody can contribute.
Well, remember this is the same team that we felt that way. Not only did we feel that way, but pretty much everywhere we went.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody was saying, "You guys got a World Series team,"
and they took the first 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, and everybody thought it was the Padres were on their way.
Yep. And so I only say that because those experiences kind of shade my lenses here a little bit.
I know,
just a little bit.
But to get to that point, absolutely, that's a top 1, 2, 3 team.
I think
in
Red
my
Sox
opinion.
Manager Alex Cora said yesterday that the Padres have the best bullpen in baseball. So
No
that's high
lies
praise.
told.
That's high praise.
As I told David Morgan, you're a part of that.
Yeah.
Although
And
he
he
did.
likes that. He likes
Yeah,
that.
that's
No,
true.
but he is a part of it.
He's the big
One
part
of the first
of it.
thing I remember, AJ, it might have been AJ or it was Mike when they sent him down the first time. How he was not happy about it and basically felt like he's going to be a part of this bullpen that we're talking about. And sure enough, here we are in August. He's a part of it. Big part of it.
Did you guys find it weird that Alex Cora let Lucas Giolito pitch as much as he did on Saturday? Was it Saturday night? Yeah. Because it looked like Lucas Giolito was out of gas.
I mean, he got squeezed by CB a couple times.
He did.
Old CB was at it again.
He was at it again. CB Buckner just makes me think of a lawyer from the 20s for some reason.
That and the fact that he was a little tight on the Michael King strike zone before that one. So I felt he was, even enough.
He was going both ways.
Yeah. Michael King had a couple of ones that he thought were close. And Michael King were on the radio, they would have to bleep him a couple times.
Michael can run hot sometimes.
I noticed. Yes.
He's a New Yorker.
He's definitely from Jersey. Joyce,
All right. If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiros for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. First one. I heard Chris say last week, Xander Bogaerts wasn't good enough in his current capacity.
Weeks ago he said that?
Last week.
Last week, apparently, I said this.
I don't know.
Okay. I know where
he's going to
Okay.
immediately.
Okay.
When is the bar going to be attainable for my guy Zanbo? Yes.
What are we
Zanbo.
talking about? The air?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
Dude has turned it around, plays great defense, but can't get some love from Chris because he hasn't hit with runners in scoring position. What gives, Chris?
Wow, I'm under attack. Well, first of all, let's say that you've obviously forgotten all of the defense of Xander Bogaerts that I've given all year.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a little something that has to be mentioned. I've been pleasantly surprised, like everybody else, that he's leading baseball in OPS since May now? I mean, it's like 950.
Yeah. And
he hit a big home run Saturday night, and he got some key hits with runners in scoring position over the weekend. So I'm hoping that's a good sign. But I wasn't trying to be too critical. It just stunned me when I saw that he at the time was hitting 152. I just thought that can't be with the kind of season he was having.
I mean, I don't mean to say this in this way, but I'm going to. He was so bad to start the year. His batting average still is like 268, 269.
But no one in the history of baseball has ever had a baseball card or a statistical anything after 1 month of a season. It just doesn't work that way.
I get it. I'm just saying that, like, it's with all the hitting he's been doing for the last 2 months, his batting average is still trying to get there.
Get where? Where's he hitting? Almost 270, isn't it?
Is he almost 270?
He's
now?
almost 270, bro.
Again, don't kill the messenger.
I'm just saying, y'all gotta chill.
He's hitting 271 now.
Okay, so
I wasn't criticizing.
The guy is playing his tail off, and I know people will just kind of gloss over it. Where he's hitting in the lineup, those hits in the last 2 months have been super important and a part of the big reason why they're scoring the runs they're scoring.
Yeah. Chris, anything else?
I don't want to say his OPS is 300 points lower than Manny's, 200 points lower than Fernando's.
Which, again, is crazy because he's hitting doubles and homers now. And
right.
But listen,
it just surprised me. It caught me off guard.
Currently, his OPS is that below?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
He's
He's 200 below.
Amazing.
He's 200 below Toddy, and everybody's like, Toddy needs to pick it up.
Pick it up, Toddy. Jesus. We're unrelenting.
We missed you, Tony. We missed you.
Absolutely, yes.
Without you, it's just Chris and I.
We've been flying all over the place the last few
Without you, it's
weeks
just Chris and I making statements about stuff. All right, next one. Why do so many fans freak out and react to one baseball game? I have a friend who's very upset with the Padres for trading away Leo DeVries, and even though we're all trying to tell him it will be okay, he just doesn't believe that. He thinks what he thinks. Then JP Sears pitched last week. It did not look great, so it set my friend off the edge. I told him it was only one game, but it wasn't good enough for him. So, Tony, how many starts do you give a pitcher before you can judge them?
Who are we judging?
JP Sears.
Certainly not one. I mean, dang, you get a tough crowd.
I have a feeling this person does this a lot.
Or it's your life.
Apparently, that's actually true.
I know.
The Padres sent him right to the minor leagues, and we don't know if and when he's going to be back.
Listen, the reality is the Padres are in a win-now mode, and if they feel like you're a hindrance, they're gonna get you someplace where you can work on it. And there's still a little time to work on it now. So we'll see JP, I think, before the end of the year.
I think they said maybe in a 6-man rotation format coming up here.
I think that's where this has always been headed. That's why they made the moves they made. Keep everybody fresh. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of how the fans should feel, I think it should be more than one start. But
5?
I don't want to put a number on it. You just know when you've seen enough.
2.5?
You can just know when you've seen enough either way. Like when it's I've seen
you can tell. You can tell this guy's good or he's not.
Right. It's one start is not going to get you there though.
No. One start after he's been traded and I mean, wasn't the greatest circumstance either.
Was the first one was in Arizona?
Yeah.
That's a terrible place to pitch, by the way.
Yeah.
Especially if you pitch up in the zone, which he likes to do.
Chris?
He's got 29 major league victories. I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy can pitch. And
definitely can.
once Ruben gets a hold of him, give him a little more time with Ruben. I think he'll be all right. One is not enough for sure.
I think he's more of a long play for the team than he is for.
I think he's in the
rest of
rotation
this
next year until he loses it.
I agree.
It's his to lose. But would you rather, if they go 6-man rotation right now, based on one start, would you rather they use that 6th spot on Sears or bring Vasquez back?
You got to see what you got in JP Sears. Like, you got to see a little bit more. You know what you're getting from Randy Vasquez.
I think that's a great point. I think they already know. Just cheered himself. I think they already know.
Yay! Great point. I'm going to pat myself on the back over here.
I think they already know what they got from Vasquez. They'll want to see what they got in JP. I think that's how it would work. So I would give it to him for now, but it doesn't have to stay that way.
All right. This one is about getting hit by a pitch. After getting hit yesterday, I thought Fernando was by far and away the most hit by pitch player on the Padres, but I looked it up, and it was actually Jake Cronenworth who leads the team in hit by pitches with 10. Since 2021, Jake Cronenworth has been hit by a pitch at least 10 times during the season. So not really a question. I mean, there is a question, but it's not baseball strategy related. Is there a reason someone is hit more than other players? Like, why does Jake get hit? Like, Fernando, everybody wants to throw in on him. That's why he's getting hit. Why does Jake get hit so much?
Jake is pretty close to the plate. His stance is close. It's not close, but his arms are closer to the plate. He gets hit on that elbow guard quite often. Outside of the rib cage he got hit in earlier, most of them seem like they come off of that elbow guard. And so I think all big leaguers, especially good ones, you got to pitch in. Like, you can't just let them be so comfortable, because it doesn't matter how hard you throw. If a hitter's comfortable and they don't fear anything in on the plate, they just gonna have a field day. And so I think that's why you got to pitch, especially Toddy, him and Manny. Really, you go hard in, soft away, and hope they're in chase mode. Because as we see with Toddy, he's not in chase mode. He'll take his walk. When Manny's right, which he's been all year, he's not going to chase very often. So I think it's just how it goes. Those guys know that the way to get them out is the way they're being attacked.
I don't know what they're doing to Fernando's right. And I think it's fair that I don't. Can you file a complaint in baseball? I mean, it's probably nobody's going to laugh at you. But you don't throw.
Tony shook his head yes for people.
Well, I know, but they're throwing at his head. Can we at least throw inside and back him off the plate around the waist? The guy hit him yesterday in the hip. I got no issue with that. They're coming up to the head on Fernando way too much. And I think something needs to be done, but I'm not sure what. Now, does Fernando have to go to the mound? Some people have said...
It's funny you say that, because he made a comment that we're going to get to in the Big Five, but keep going.
Okay, well, some people have said the Padres pitchers are not doing their share to protect them.
That's not true.
I looked it up. The Padres hitters have been hit 38 times this year. Padre pitchers have hit 51. So the Padre pitchers are hitting plenty.
Listen,
I don't know what to do with this Fernando thing. I don't know that it's fair to be throwing right at the guy's noggin every time,
I don't
Tony.
think
I'm
they're
seeing that
throwing
too much.
at his noggin.
Okay.
I think when you're dealing with a baseball and you're throwing it upwards of, we know that there's limited control as it pertains to the pitching in general, in baseball. And so I don't know that they're trying to run. I seriously doubt we got any Pedro Martinez out there where it's just like, I don't care what you think, I'm throwing it at your head. I just think these guys can't command it that well.
Walker Buehler can command, and he made a beeline for O'Hearn's head Friday night.
No, he did not.
All right.
He did
Ask O'Hearn what he thought. It was coming right at him.
I'm sure it was, but I don't know that you insinuated that he was.
I'm not giving Walker Buehler any benefit of the doubt ever. Sorry.
At least Fernando was caught on the patootie yesterday, because that's the best spot to get hit by a pitch, right? I mean, Tony?
But I think that's the place
on
you're
the
supposed
backside
to throw it, not up and around the head.
I agree with Chris. I've seen a lot of head pitches this year. All right, let's move to the final one.
But Tony's right. Control of the baseball is not what it used to be. So
there was a time you could feel pretty comfortable being like, oh, he 100% threw that ball where he threw it on purpose.
Right.
I don't think we're in that time of baseball.
Well, Fernando did say something about pitchers pitching him inside. Big 5, 440.
Yeah, there you go.
Just wanted to tease that one more time.
There you go.
This one's pretty simple. This is the message I got. Should Laureano be hitting leadoff, Chris?
Now we want to change the lineup up, huh?
Well, we talked about it slightly last week.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Tony.
Absolutely not.
Laureano is he's the flavor of the moment, which is great. And I hope he stays the flavor for the rest of the season. We already kidded about how he almost could order up that chopper the other night to win the game. I mean, he's just swinging a great bat. He's been a perfect fit. But he's got 4 stolen bases. Fernando's way bigger threat in that spot. So no.
All right. That's it for Padres Pen Pals. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody's pretty kind.
Yeah, for the most part. When the team wins.
That was a light work one.
Yeah, when the team wins, things are very calm. But when the team doesn't.
If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's. Did we do this already?
Yeah, but go ahead. Give them another.
I like to hear it.
Try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com.
We're also going to be broadcasting live from Islands in Carmel Mountain Ranch on Friday. Come and join us 2 to 6. You can find the details on our website, 973thefansd.com. Also on the YouTube, I've been putting up a graphic in between breaks, letting everyone know we're going to have a Fernando Tatis Jr. signed baseball to give away, some tickets.
Boom.
To next week's game against San Francisco.
You know, it's funny.
All the people watch the Padres game.
All the people complaining about Fernando are going to be lining up, by the way, to get that ball.
You're absolutely right.
Fernando. Oh, I won the ball.
It's my favorite player.
I already got one DM about how they can finagle their way to the ball, and I'm like, no. Tony, we had some major rule snafu last week. So
snafu, by snafu, you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, someone cheated?
People were upset that I was choosing certain people instead of them.
You're playing your little choose game.
And I wasn't choosing. I wasn't playing favorites.
I've seen you do that with the phone lines before. So
one thing I know that he did. He played the Fantabulous Game Show last Tuesday against the listener
again.
But he was cheating and still lost.
I was not cheating. Why does he keep saying this?
Hold up. You accuse me of cheating every week, and you are actually a cheater.
He was the accused this time. It was a category with like 19 correct answers, and the player that Skraby was going against, Tyler in Point Loma, was naming, this and that and the other. Skraby came out with the first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right on down the line, and everybody was like, "Oh, Skraby's cheating."
And then I got Jalen Hurts wrong. So did you know Jalen Hurts didn't throw for over 3,000 yards last year?
I did know that, actually.
Well, you would have won.
You would have won. But anyway, Skraby lost second time.
Even when I don't win, I win.
Fantabulous.
Guy who wins the Super Bowl doesn't even pass for over 3,000 yards in the regular season. What is all
He
that
did
about?
not do that. We will have a Fantabulous Sports Game Show, by the way, tomorrow. Let's see. Are there any baseball? We do have a Giants lineup. Do you want to share, Skrabe? I noticed that our Aztec for Life is not in there tonight. Casey Schmidt.
He's not.
Getting the night off.
Elliot Ramos, Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, Dominic Smith, Matt Chapman, Jung-Hoo Lee, Patrick Bailey, Christian Koss, and Drew Gilbert.
Drew Gilbert is the new right fielder that's in there for Yastrzemski since they traded him. And Drew Gilbert, don't want to jinx it, is off to an 0-for-10 start. I did jinx it the other night with Boston's catcher, Tony. I felt
he had been
bad.
struggling, huh?
Connor Wong came into the game Friday night with 2 RBIs all season. I pointed that out, of course.
He had a couple RBIs.
He got 3 on one swing. He had a bases-loaded double in that game on Friday night, and I felt like I gave up the hit practically.
It's like the time you said the Rockies shouldn't even come to town. They can't score, and then they swept the Padres.
I was a year ahead on that one, as it turned out. Who was up?
It is me.
Okay.
Is it?
I think so.
It's Chris versus the fans. That's why I know.
We know that.
Chris versus the fans up next. More Gwynn Chris.
833-288-0973.
Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, all three of us together in the Odyssey Palace studios. Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports talk station. And again, take a moment to thank all of you for helping us be #1. We appreciate all you folks out there being part of the station. And again, look forward to meeting many of you this Friday. We'll be at Islands Restaurant broadcasting live from 2 to 6. It is the Carmel Mountain Ranch location, 15 freeway off at Carmel Mountain Road. Head east, and Islands isn't too far off the freeway there, right up the hill a little bit. And we'll see you there. Fernando Tatis Jr. autograph baseball and some tickets to give away to next week's Padres-Giants game. Tonight, the Padres and Giants play in San Francisco. Logan Webb, Yu Darvish. Tomorrow, Nestor Cortez against Robbie Ray, battle of left-handers. And then Wednesday afternoon, Nick Pivetta for the Padres. A rare bobble the other night. Kaiwei Tang, by the way, will start for the Giants in the third game. Tang is a young right-hander. But Pivetta, I thought Tony against his former team, we already know how geeked up he is to begin with, and I think maybe just couldn't help but be too geeked up for the Red Sox game. Left too many pitches in the middle of the plate. Struggled with his command a little bit. It's okay. The guy's been unbelievable all year. Yeah. No. Well, he gave up 5 runs. That's not, the end of the world. But for him, it seemed like a lot. Michael King will start the Dodgers series on Friday. Your thoughts on that, Tony? They won the game, so people didn't really worry about it too much. But should King have come back this quickly? It's Monday morning quarterbacking, or is it? Okay.
He was out for over 80 days,
I understand that, but he made one rehab start.
Why'd you say so quickly, Chris?
I said because he made one rehab start and he was back quickly.
I think
okay.
Was knocking off Russ for like the first 4 or 5 stars.
I know.
No one's even worried about it.
Well, they did, actually, until he pitched a good one. But anyway, King will be in there.
They are saying it.
You're fine. All right.
The rotation.
King, Cease, and Darvish for the Dodgers series. Kershaw, Snell, and Glasnow for the Dodgers, if you want to look ahead. We're going to play some Chris vs. the Fans right now. Chance to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas. All you have to do is beat me in trivia. Hasn't been that tough to do of late.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, here's what you're playing for. You will be qualified for a grand prize, a 2-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas, plus VIP admission to IU Day Club and $175 food and beverage credit. Celebrate summer with a 2-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas. Dine poolside at one of the 5 unique pool experiences in the 5.5-acre pool complex, the largest elevated pool deck on the Las Vegas Strip, and experience IU Day Club, a stunning oasis inspired by the idyllic islands of Southeast Asia, where the ultimate party concepts transform the weekend into a never-ending summer. Special summer rates available now. rwlasvegas.com, now offering no resort fees and complimentary parking. The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question gets more difficult as you go along. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it.
It's been a minute.
And that was good. That was a good one.
That was pretty good.
And you'll get that first question for free today. All right. Phones are working, so that's a good thing. Let's go to the first caller, which I believe was Thomas in San Diego. Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Thomas, here we go. First question. Who won last year's NFL MVP?
I don't watch football. This sucks. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
Should have been.
Saquads.
Should have been.
I would have got this wrong last week.
Yes.
But I saw Hard Knocks last week, and Josh Allen won.
It's a hard knock life for us. What would you have guessed? Lamar?
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed Josh Allen. I don't know why. I think Lamar or Barkley, right?
Yeah.
They were the two. Jamar Chase was the other one. They all were massive last year.
They were.
Josh Allen
new
beat 'em
contestant.
all.
Let's go to Emilio.
Hello, Emilio.
Hey, what's going on?
How are
Not
you, my
too
friend?
much.
Here we go. First question. Who did the Lakers just sign to a big money extension?
Well, Luka.
Luka. He said Luka. Yes.
Nice job.
Tony, we're not here for all the complimentary things we said about Luka.
Did you?
He looks amazing.
Oh, he looks
wow. If he stays looking like that, the league's in
trouble.
SD Fat Loss worked well for him.
Man,
He's
tell me
already
about it.
good,
Shout out to
man.
SD Fat
He
Loss.
is thinned down. He looks
Even
really
got
good.
Luka looking good out there.
Yep.
All right. Question number 2. This 2019 MLB MVP also played in the Little League World Series.
Can you repeat the question?
I sure can.
I cut off a little bit.
No worries. This 2019 MLB MVP also played in the Little League World Series. Name that guy.
2019
MVP.
Sounds like a Google.
Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger. Got it.
Stay right there,
Skraby's
Emilio.
antennas is rolling.
Stop it, Skraby.
I always get a little weary when someone goes 2019 MVP. Like they're Googling.
Question number 3.
Stop it. Emilio, I believe in you, man. Even if Skraby doesn't.
Oh, that second one, Tony.
He can look that up, though. I'm trying to find one that would be harder to look up fast.
He's not going to look it up.
The one, 1, 2, 3, fifth one is hard to look up.
1, 2, 3, fifth one. What team lost
They're conspiring against you, Emilio.
What team lost
It's all good.
What team lost the most games in 2020?
No, since 2020.
Excuse me, since 2020.
In baseball.
In baseball. All of baseball.
All of baseball.
Remember, 2020 was a shortened season.
So all of baseball,
Gotta
the
go with the
worst
Rockies.
record since 2020.
What'd you say there, Emilio?
Gotta go with the Rockies.
You went with the Rockies.
Wow.
He didn't need to Google that one. He knew that one off the top of his
Emilio
dome.
just beat you guys at your own game.
Stay there, Emilio.
There you go on the line, Emilio.
Good for
The
you,
Rockies
Emilio.
should be no surprise that they have lost the most games since 2020.
They got off the
Even the White Sox aren't on that list.
I know.
And they had the worst season in history
Yeah,
last year. They
that's
still ain't on
crazy.
that list.
Well, the Rockies are getting back on pace to beat that record now. They've lost 7 in a row. So Rockies are starting to – they had a little – I don't want to say a hot streak. They had a warm streak. They got off the pace, but now they're back onto it. So good for the Rockies. Why waste a terrible season? You might as well make history, along the way, I say. Tony, we got a minute here before the break. And Adam and I did this exercise, and I mentioned it earlier. Who would you rate as the top 5 teams in baseball right now if you had to? And I mean, we look at the records. Okay, the records say it's Milwaukee.
I'll give it to you.
Toronto.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm just going to give it to you straight off the eye test.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
You think they are number 1 though? Do you think they are the best team? I mean, they have the best record. I get that.
They're kicking everybody's you-know-what right now. So
That's true.
I'm going to give it to them right now. I think
Okay.
Padres would be 2.
Okay.
I think Philly would be 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cubbies would be 4.
Wow. Dodgers not getting in there?
I don't think they're a top 5 team right now.
Interesting.
I don't think they're playing well enough to be a top 5 team right now. I'm
Anybody
trying
in the American League? You don't have
Toronto.
an American League.
Toronto.
in there?
Toronto.
Okay. Toronto would be your 5.
Yeah.
All right. Skrabe, you want to take a shot at this, or are you busy over there?
I'm busy over here.
All right. Great.
What are you busy doing, buddy?
reading the comments. Apparently your mic wasn't on and I didn't realize it. It was on, but it wasn't on for the YouTube, so I didn't realize it. Everyone.
Get yourself together over there.
Someone
buddy.
said they need a flashing light for when the chat needs me to fix something.
So they can get your attention.
Which is not a bad idea.
It's
The
not.
first radio station I ever worked in, the hotline used to have this crazy flash whenever someone called it. And then someone figured out the number and they kept calling it. And so it kept flashing in the studio. Yeah.
It's all bad.
Anyway.
That was the end of that idea.
I believe this is your take out there.
Right. I just think
Mr.
it's
Elwood.
interesting right now because baseball's, you got the Brewers with clearly the best record. And I think in fact, the Brewers record is 5 games better than any team.
Yeah, nobody's close really.
Nobody's even close. They just swept the Mets. By the way, the Mets and Yankees have both been in an awful stretch.
Ever since the Mets played the Padres, they have been terrible.
The only team worse than the Yankees and Mets the last month and a half is the Rockies, which is, not even saying something. I just don't know that I believe in Toronto and Milwaukee.
I don't
like to go to the World Series, but they got the best record.
If you're asking me the top 5 right now, that's my top 5. But in terms of who I believe will be there at the end, I would probably take out a couple. I'd probably take out Milwaukee because I don't think anything they do in the regular season matters. They've been doing this the last 2-3 years.
True.
And then they get to the postseason and something dramatic happens. So they're a prove it in the playoff type team. And I guess you could say the same thing about the Padres a little bit, right? But I would take Milwaukee out. I'd probably take Toronto out. I'd replace
Toronto.
them.
Remember, Toronto was a last place team last year.
I would replace Toronto.
They have, give them what they get, but
I probably replace Toronto with. Man, I would love to replace them with Detroit, but they ain't playing.
Detroit
good
hasn't
at all.
been great. Houston, who's going to come out of the American League? It's going to be whoever it is. Boston may be the best.
They
team.
might be. They look good this weekend.
Yeah.
I thought even though the Padres took 2 or 3, they put the scare to them a little bit the way they play.
Milwaukee's won 9 in a row right now, so they're on another hot streak.
They're on a heater.
15, they're plus 132. That's 15 better than the next best team. So that's a pretty wide margin as well.
Yeah.
More Gwynn and Chris after we check some traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic.
We are getting closer and closer to Fantasy Football League time. May need to get a date on the schedule. I am far behind where I need to be as commissioner.
Yeah, well, the season starts in a month, I believe.
Is it only okay?
Less than a month.
I was thinking
maybe.
less. I thought I had less time than that.
I think it's 4 weeks.
Okay,
You
that's
got
good.
2
I
more
can do
weeks.
that.
Well, you got 2 more weeks of preseason, then I think they get a week between the preseason and the regular season now to stall the momentum.
I'm sure they're really worried about their momentum.
They're not at all. You're totally right. The Chargers are under fire, and I think they should be.
Why are they under fire?
Just in general, they should be under fire, but they're under fire because, and we talked about this last week, Skraby, and I want to get Tony's thought.
I keep saying Epsom salts, but it's not Epsom salts. Smelling salts.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about that right now.
Oh,
Epsom salts.
sorry.
The Chargers sold all their season ticket packages to everybody, of course. And part of the season ticket package was the Kansas City Chiefs, who'd probably be the biggest draw on the entire sheet until the NFL moved their week 1 game to Brazil. So people who bought Chargers
you got to fly to Brazil if you want to see this game.
Yeah, and that's what the Chargers are basically saying. And
Wow.
people are like, wow. Like, I want my money back. And they're like, no, you bought season tickets. You don't get your money back.
Wowzers.
So this isn't, the Chargers, whatever.
Buyers beware.
I get buyers beware, but you move the game to Brazil?
Did we have this same conversation with the flex game last year where they randomly moved it?
That wasn't them, though. That was the NFL.
Well, isn't this the NFL, though, ultimately saying we're going to move this game to Brazil?
Yeah, no, well.
NFL, man, I tell you,
The NFL just doesn't care at all.
Gangsters, dog. They
do not care at all.
I said it last week with this whole, and Tony wasn't here last week. ESPN merged with the NFL Network. Now everybody's worried about whether ESPN's going to report on the bad things that the NFL does.
And we already know that they don't do that. We have to count on Pablo Torre to break stories about the NFL.
Good old Pablo.
ESPN doesn't break them. Adam Schefter, who apparently knows everything, didn't apparently know about the fact that they were colluding.
Yeah.
How he just slipped his mind, evidently, as the insider to the NFL.
Pablo got it,
Torre got it.
Yeah.
So, I think we already can say that ESPN is not.
I hadn't thought about it from that angle. Like, Adam is like he's supposed to be the dude who knows everything.
Yeah.
But
how did he
Pablo
not know
was the
that?
one breaking this one?
Well,
I would have to go back and look at his coverage of Daniel Snyder, too.
I think Daniel Snyder, but the NFL wanted to bury Daniel Snyder.
That's exactly why they let it happen.
And he was reporting on that, too, I think.
Different deal.
What's funny is that, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
Well,
ESPN
what I want to say is if you bought season tickets to the Chargers and you and your family were going to go up 8 times this year, not that long of a drive, Tony, but your guys are going to all go up and you bought all the tickets and the biggie was Kansas City and now that game's not played. Would you expect would you say if you wanted your money back, should you get it or is it a hang with them?
I mean, if it were left to me, yeah, you get your money back. But if you're dealing with the NFL, you should know already how they get down.
But I think it's more than that. Like, I think the reaction from the Chargers is what's angering people when they go, "Hey, can you give me a refund for that?" They're like, "Nope."
It's
that's not a good answer.
I kind of look at it the same way I look at Roger Goodell, right? Like, it's not. I know we look at him as the decision maker, but it's not his decision. It's the owners making the decision. In this case, it's kind of the same thing. Yes, the Chargers are, have their own ownership, but if the NFL says we're taking this game, we're moving it here, I don't know that those teams have a whole lot of say in it, especially the Chargers.
What they do have a say in giving the people who bought tickets to that game their money back, and people who can't get to Brazil.
There is no evidence that any owner in the NFL has ever been like, you know what, we should give them their money back.
Yeah, it needs to change. It definitely needs to change.
I say that to say that you got to know who you're dealing with when you buy these season
tickets. They don't care. They do not care. They moved the Charger.
Proven that over and over again.
No, they moved the Charger Bronco game to a Thursday, and all the people who were flying out from Denver on Friday
Out of luck.
Too bad.
As you said the other day, bleep out of luck.
Stuff out of luck. By the way, that first $1 billion for this.
Yeah, $1 billion for this bleep.
This is only going to be played another billion times.
I think it's more that the Chargers are doing this that angers me too, but
I think any team.
I don't know what
it.
will get me to the point of being over the NFL.
Nothing. You're going to watch every game and every.
I know I am, but I
know it too. You know there is nothing.
I actively boycott Amazon.
And Roger Goodell.
Roger
Goodell said last week that there is nothing going to change in the red zone.
Except for the commirals that are coming in 2027.
When it comes down to it next year,
something is going to change
and we're still going to watch it.
100%. Listen. They know they are our pusher. They are our drug dealer.
They are cartel.
And we just keep coming back all the time.
There's going to be a point.
Nope.
Where a group of people make a big enough noise.
How big of a group?
I mean, it's going to have to be a big group.
It's going to have to be everybody.
Yeah, because they'll just it's almost like, and I'm not saying the Padres are doing this on purpose, but it's like almost like the ticket price is going up. That's just what happens in a business. But now you're going to get all the people that will pay those ticket prices, and the people that are boycotting aren't going to be heard because no one cares when people are buying the tickets.
Yeah, as long as the stadium is filling up, they won't care.
The Charger Chiefs game is going to only be watched by Tony Gwynn Jr. because you're the only one I know has YouTube channel.
It's only a YouTube only?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they don't care.
Oh, yeah.
They could care less. We're putting it on YouTube, and if you want to watch, sign up for YouTube.
Greatest move I ever made.
Kirk Kenny said round trip to Brazil actually may be cheaper than parking at SoFi. Good point, Kirk. Good point. And you're right by the airport there. Someone from Japan is on the YouTube chat right now.
Although I will say, SoFi may be in a dangerous area, I don't know if it's as dangerous as Brazil. Saw Tony Jefferson said he is not leaving his hotel the entire time he's there.
Remember when Josh Jacobs said, "Don't wear green"?
Just can't wear.
And the
anything.
NFL's like, "We never said that." We did actually kind of say that.
Can I also just throw this out because I looked it up for fun while you were talking, Skrabe, about how many people would have to boycott the NFL before they would make a dent?
Billions.
147,000 names are currently on the Packers season ticket waiting list.
Okay, how many people will take themselves off of the waiting list because they're never going to get to the front?
If 100,000,
even if you take 30,000 off, that's still a waiting list.
It's 147,000 people right now.
What? I'm part of the problem. I'm not blaming anyone, but at what point, as the peasants that we are we going to get angry these people just do whatever they want? We keep giving them money.
You already heard the answer. There is nothing. As long as we get our fix, they just keep pushing what they pushing.
Oh, they didn't even want to stop the game the other night, but they wanted smelling salts banned from the sidelines.
Steelers.
So. Sure it wasn't Epsom
Steelers.
Stop.
Steelers, put yourself down, Skrabe. You'll be considered for season tickets in 2045.
Man.
So there's at least 20 years of time we got before people start to be like, maybe we don't like how they're doing us.
They can do whatever they want to us. And what is the old saying? Please, sir, may I have another?
What is that, Oliver Twist?
That's from Animal House, I think, in that regard. It's also from Oliver Twist, though. I think you're right.
Real quick, someone says, hello from Japan. I'm looking forward to seeing you and Bogarts in action today. If you want to watch YouTube, go to YouTube and search 97.3 The Fan.
Who and Bogarts?
You.
Oh,
why
you?
Darvish. I'm assuming that's why they're tuning in from Japan.
Oh, good point. I didn't put that together, but the you part is always a little confusing at times.
It is a little confusing. Frankie says about the NFL, NFL has a grip on the American public unlike any other organization.
Anything.
And I'm guilty of accepting it. I'm guilty of it
we
too.
All are.
I'm guilty of it too.
We are football heads.
It's really strange, though.
Yeah.
It's really strange how we just give our money to the billionaires and we're like, please, sir, may I have another? As Chris just said.
Let's get to break. Big Five on the other side. More Gwynn Chris.
The big
years when he just seemed like he got nothing but criticized as a quarterback at Colorado, and certainly got criticized when he became a draft-worthy athlete, so much so that he ended up falling to the 5th or 6th round.
Yes, he did.
As Dion said, you really believe that he took his phone out and started playing games on his phone while somebody was talking to him? I mean, that was the reports.
Right.
It was a little hard to believe.
It was all
Even
hard
if
to
you're
believe.
an anti-Shador fan, that was hard to believe that.
I mean, but at the time,
But
they were
saying
selling it. They were
Yeah.
selling it for sure. And I think there are a lot of people who bought it. I don't know what the teams thought, but
I don't know that 6th round Cleveland can't, miss too badly on this one.
No, they can't.
They can miss on everything else.
This is
but
a low
one-
risk,
right?
high reward type move.
I would think.
Yeah.
For sure. 4:36 is the time. Chrisello, Tony Gwynn
Potentially.
Jr. over there. Mr. Skraby on the eve of him getting braces.
You're spreading lies. I haven't even gone to the orthodontist yet to even get a.
It could be a long eve, but you were on the verge at some point of being a brace face.
Brace face.
I think we called kids that in school.
That seems like that was out of the 70s, maybe even the 60s.
I'm sorry, kids out there. If you have braces, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong.
As Tony
with
said
it.
earlier,
This has nothing to do with
nothing
kids.
wrong with the kids. It's
Over 35, though.
I'm sorry that my bite is ruining my teeth.
It's not.
It is.
Listen to me.
Okay,
Don't
great.
do
Here we go.
anything. You'll be fine.
Oh, yes.
They've been telling me, sorry, all you dentists out there, they've been telling me since I've been your age, Scrabe, that my teeth were just about ready to call it a career. Every single one of my teeth is fine all these years later. Please. Don't overreact.
I'm going to
Scrabe.
do the
I'm just
complete
saying.
opposite of what you do.
You do that.
Okay.
See how things work
I
out
don't
for
know.
you.
Chris has a pretty good set of choppers.
I do have
there,
good
man.
choppers, and I only have one cavity in my life.
I can hear it. Like, ooh, don't
In
do that.
my life.
Oh, that gives me the heebie. Stop doing
That's
that.
what my dog does to me all the
God.
time when he wants something. He just goes, chomps his teeth at me.
Why are you doing that?
Please stop doing that.
Scrabe.
I've tried to do the mouth guard thing
Oh.
at night. Doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work? You take it out?
When I'm
And you're
sleeping,
sleeping?
yeah, I'll wake up and it'll be on the floor or something.
It's just, I wish there should be a fly on his wall when he's in the middle of the night
Like,
spitting out.
I think it's more fun to be a fly on my wall. I fell out of bed last night.
Again?
Again. It's maybe the 10th time that's happened. So somebody somewhere probably can diagnose some major issue I have.
Man.
I was being chased
about anything?
Yes, I remember it. I was being chased by a lion.
That'll get you out of the bed real
He
quick.
lunged at me and I lunged away. And then I woke up because I was on the floor.
First of all, I think it's amazing that you're still dreaming at this age. That's awesome.
Really? Is
Yes.
that good?
I don't think I
At
would
this
say a lot
age,
of.
huh? That's good.
I would say a lot of. I mean, I can't.
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I very rarely dream.
Get that
Really?
deep of a sleep?
I get deep sleep. I just
Oh.
don't know if I'm
I-
just empty in there.
I read a
Interesting.
stat the other
Did not know
day,
that. I never even heard of that.
and I have no way of finding out if this is true or not. But 30% to 50% of people don't have an internal dialogue.
Oh, I definitely haven't. I have to turn. my
How
son.
do you not have one?
I don't know. That's special.
Yeah, Chris, do you have an internal dialogue?
Oh, I just said Scraby's crazy. You just didn't hear it. Said it in my own mind.
Yeah, that was crazy to me because my internal dialogue is always going.
Yeah,
always.
I have to.
I don't think it. Are you? How? I just don't understand.
What'd you say the percentage was? 30
30
don't
to
have it?
50% of people don't have an internal. Like half of us walking around like psychopaths out there.
I think that is a psychopathic thing.
The other people on the other side would think that we're
We're
the
the psychopaths.
psychopaths
I know,
because
that's
we're
true.
talking to ourselves.
So you're walking by a cute dog and nothing comes into your head as you're walking by a cute dog. You just keep walking.
Nothing comes in my head.
I
My wife's head is just has about a billion thoughts in it walking by. a
Me
dog.
too. I'll be like, oh, that dog's really cute. I wonder if I should go pet it. Nope, that thing just almost bit its owner. I'm gonna keep walking. That was my internal dialogue.
How long is Scraby going to talk like this without going to the big fight? Oh, was that out loud? Didn't mean that to be out
Cole
loud.
says I talk to myself like it's a whole other person. So do I.
As long as you're not answering yourself, we're good.
I sometimes say, "Let's go, Matt. Pull it together."
For sure, I say that a lot.
Okay.
I say it all the time.
Get
out
your stuff.
loud.
Get your stuff together, Tony.
How about both of you get your stuff together and we check traffic and get to a big 5?
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
Traffic brought to you by the Oceanside Police Department, now hiring public safety dispatchers. Loaded up on the southbound side of the 805 at Home Avenue with a collision taking down 2 lanes, and the 5 southbound is still jam-packed into Birmingham Drive with another collision. The Oceanside Police Department is hiring public safety dispatchers. Earn up to $87,000 a year. Lateral bonuses up to $11,000. 12-hour shifts, 3-day work weeks, paid holidays, benefits, and retirement. Apply at joinopg.net. I'm Sue Aller with Gwen and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big 5 starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Chris, someone on the chat said that you need some bed rails.
I don't doubt that will happen someday.
Number 5.
I don't know why I found that so funny, but it was
Probably
funny.
that day is not as far off as I would hope.
All right, now that we're at a sad moment of the show, here's something that'll make you happy. Tomorrow and Wednesday, all 3 shows are going to be giving out a Michael King bobblehead. So stay tuned throughout the next couple of days, and you'll be able to get your bobblehead.
Number 5.
That's going to be a popular one, I have a feeling. It's a really nice one, too.
I'm going to send you a little Padres thing. We can play it a little later.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be on Instagram, though, so get yourself ready.
Fernando was hit on the tuchus, as Chris would say yesterday, and he was asked about being hit so many times this year and whether or not he gets angry. He said, quote, "Yeah, I could charge the mound, but there's a reason why I've been holding myself." Does he just do this? Does he just hold himself?
Silly rabbit.
If I go out there, it's not like I'm just going to talk to him. If I go out there, I'm probably going to lose it. And at the end of the day, I'm probably going to lose more than what I can
Sometimes you got to let those hands go, Toddy.
By doing that. So I'm just trying to stay in the game and find a way to beat that. Interesting way Tony's going with this. But Chris, you're up first because I know I would love. I don't think I've ever seen Fernando like super angry before on a baseball field. Would you like to see him get angry and kind of take issue with the pitcher, Chris?
No, I don't think that's his personality. So I don't think that's where he should go. But I will say that my attitude gets the best of me sometimes. So I want the next best player on the other team to get buzzed similarly the next time up. I do want to see it. I don't want anybody hit. I don't want anybody hurt. And maybe it would be hard to buzz another player and get them to flip off their feet the same way Fernando does, because he does tend to go down rather hard. But I would like to see that message returned, because I think he's getting thrown at around the head too much. And I know Tony probably disagrees, but I don't like to see the ball up around the head like that for Fernando.
All right, Tony, do you want to see Fernando get angry and take issue with a pitcher?
Not right now. Excuse me, we're a little close to the end here, so hold off. But next year, you may have to give somebody a 2 or 3 piece special, because that is the quickest way to deter pitchers from doing it. Like if they know you're going to come out there and beat the brakes off of them, I think they might think different.
Brakes off.
They might think a little different.
I mean, I know Fernando
if they at least know that you're going to come out there, they might feel a little different.
Yeah, they are kind of, yeah. I mean,
at this point, there's been no repercussion other than the Padres pitchers doing it themselves, which I think is the way it should go. As Chris said, it's probably the better way. You keep Toddy from, maybe breaking a hand on somebody's jaw, or
you don't
perhaps getting tackled or stepped on. So many things happen when you get into those melees. But so for that, I'll say the pitcher should continue to handle it the way they have.
Yeah, they're hitting enough guys. We looked it up. The 51 hit by pitches. The Padres are hitting people.
Listen, that's what I was going to say earlier.
But it doesn't have quite the same sting to it, I don't think, that what we see with Fernando.
Ohtani caught a piece. He caught a piece from Mr. Suarez.
He did. It was a hundo.
And let's not forget that in the Cardinals one, it was kind of the Padres that hit the first couple of guys on the Cardinals, and that kind of got those things going. So I think for the first time, not for the first time, but we have started to establish ourselves as a team that is no longer just going to let you throw at our guys. You might get one or two off, but at that point, somebody in your team is probably getting hit too. And I remember a time where it wasn't quite like that. I remember phone calls coming into this station. Like, why aren't we doing anything? Our guys are getting pummeled. I don't know if y'all remember when Anthony Rizzo came in at home plate with the Karate Kid slide. And no one got hit. No one did anything.
That's true.
We are far beyond those days at this point.
All right.
Number 4.
Padres diehard says Tatis is too skinny. I've stood next to the guy. I think he could probably beat someone up. But Chris is right. It doesn't seem like that's his personality type.
It's not his personality.
So can you imagine? Like, do you think I would charge a pitcher?
You know who would go out there though? I think Ramon would
Ramon Laureano.
Laureano, he'd give you a couple 2-pieces.
Okay.
2-piece special. Who else on our team would I think go out there?
Manny has no problem going out there.
I haven't seen that one yet. I don't know if really Manny wants to go out there.
All right. I'm trying to think of someone else, but my mind isn't working right now.
Number 4.
Nick Pivetta, even though he's a pitcher, he's right in the mix of that thing.
He was going nowhere when Contreras was barking.
True.
He was right there getting the baseball.
I do love that. Since people do this to the Padres all the time, I'm going to do it to the Brewers. They currently have 73 wins and are on a 9-game win streak after sweeping the Mets this weekend. They haven't lost in the month of August, and they've won 11 of 12 games in their last 4 series. During the 9-game win streak, they played the Nationals, the Braves, and the Mets. Those 3 teams combined are 31 games below 500. So, Tony, is this an easy stretch for the Brewers, or are they just that good?
I mean, if they hadn't beat the brakes off the Cubs when they came to town and beat the brakes off many other good teams when they've come to town, I would maybe agree with this. But I don't think that's the truth. Although, as I said earlier, nothing really matters in the regular season for the Brew Crew. It's about if they can get over the hump in the postseason. So I think they're legit in terms of getting there. And then once they get there, they have everything to prove.
Chris, easy stretch for the Brewers, or are they that good?
They're 52-19 over their last 81 games.
That's pretty good.
That's half a season practically, and that's really good. They also played the Dodgers 3 times before the All-Star break and won them all. They played them 3 times after the All-Star break, and they won all those. So they're 6-0 against the Dodgers. But I would still rather see the Brewers in a playoff series than the Dodgers.
I agree with that.
So,
for sure.
Take that for what it's worth. But I think they're awfully good right now.
Okay.
Number 3.
I was pretty surprised to see this morning, but Paramount Plus will become the exclusive home for all UFC numbered events and fight nights starting in 2026 under a new 7-year media rights deal between Paramount and TKO Group Holdings. This agreement will see select marquee fights simulcast on CBS, moving UFC away from its current pay-per-view model. The move is expected to significantly boost accessibility and discoverability for UFC fans, driving engagement and subscriber growth for Paramount Plus. Chris, does this surprise you? UFC is ending the pay-per-view model.
Well, it's still pay-per-view, just a different pay structure. You're paying Paramount Plus.
No, I can't. I get where you're going with that, but you're not paying just to view that event.
Okay. No, I think they're probably going to get a deal from Paramount Plus that guarantees them enough money to make up for whatever they were making on the pay-per-view. So they're probably not taking much of a risk. I'm the wrong person to ask. I've never watched one. I've never paid for one.
Tony said, give it.
I never will pay for one, and I don't have Paramount Plus, and this now gives me more reason not to get it. Sorry.
Because the UFC is going to be offering fights for free? Well, I guess not for free.
I'm not a fan of the UFC.
Okay.
I'd love to see boxing make a comeback. That's more my thing.
I'm with that.
Tony,
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised.
Okay.
I have been expecting pay-per-view to fall off at some point. People are getting all of their TV, whatever, streaming.
Yeah, right.
They're getting it and not having to pay. What was it for one of them? $59.99 for one of these pay-per-view events.
Yeah.
One-time events. People see that now and are like, I'm not doing that. And so I've always felt like, even though pay-per-view it still kind of has some legs, that it was only a matter of time before organizations started going this route. We've already seen boxing move off of pay-per-view the way it used to be. UFC is now doing the same thing, and they got enough events where I think they can make it worth their while for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 2.
I'm just excited I get to see the big fights now without having to
pay $59.99.
Yeah, I don't really care about all the other undercards. I just want to see the main event, and now I can do that. Jaguars kicker Cam Little hit a 70-yard field goal as time expired in the first half of Jacksonville's preseason loss to the Steelers. The kick, which would have broken Justin Tucker's 66-yard NFL record, cleared the crossbar with several yards to spare, not on a team serving a suspension.
I was joking.
It doesn't count because it's preseason. Tony, should a 70-yard preseason field goal count as the record?
Nope. Not unless you can count all my spring training hits as part of my career average. If that's the case, I'm telling you, it'd be a much different look at this point. No, it can't count. It's not a real game.
Okay. I don't disagree with you.
I do think I know he's not a good guy and not playing on any teams, but I think Tucker is he's breeded all of these new kickers coming in that got this explosive leg. Like seems like all these teams are trying to get one of these type of guys. So no, but it shouldn't count.
Chris, should it count?
Of course not. It's no, but I think
no,
this really caught my attention because I love long distance kicking, and I think it's changing the game. I love kickers. All right. Tucker set the record in 2021.
Here's the Lions, right?
Against the Lions. And the funny thing to me is that Tom Dempsey, who grew up in San Diego, went to San Diego High School when they had football.
Wow, Encinitas.
Played for the Saints, had a half a foot, had a half of an arm, and kicked a 63-yard field goal in 1970. And that thing is still the fourth longest kick ever in the NFL 55 years later.
That is pretty wild.
That's wild. That's one of the craziest records ever. But now that these guys are going 63, 4, 5, I think you're going to see it all the time this year.
I was just going to say.
I think you may see it almost every game. I mean, you can see 60. You get to the 50-yard line now, you're almost in range.
If you can get points, you take them. And I think to your point, that is fourth now. I could totally see it being 10th by the time this year is over.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
Number 1.
A's outfielder Carlos Cortez, a natural left-hander, learned to throw right-handed at the age of 8 at his father Juan's request to increase his versatility. Entering as a defensive replacement for Brent Rooker, Cortez was the only available player with infield experience after Lawrence Butler pinch ran for Gio Urshela, leading to the A's taking a 1-run lead. Basically, he's ambidextrous. Can play with both hands.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said after watching.
CD Lamb got
get crushed
by a referee. Chris, I think you're up first. Do we need more ambidextrous players in baseball?
Do we need?
Yeah.
So I'm not tuning in until we get more.
Okay.
I love your questions sometimes.
I mean, I think we need some more ambidextrous baseball players.
If you're good, great. But we don't just need them for the sake of needing them.
I need some
kid out of I think it's Ole Miss got drafted this past season, 2 seasons ago. Ambidextrous. He can throw too. He's like 96 one side.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about him. I
side.
think I asked at the same time, do we need more ambidextrous players?
CC Sabathia, lefty in the Hall of Fame, right-handed.
He is.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. All right, Phil Mickelson, right-handed person, left-handed golfer.
So we already have too many ambidextrous
that's
people.
Tony right there.
Happy hour time coming up.
in the folks' DMs. 5 o'clock, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Padres, Giants. 6:40. We got my man Sammy Lev coming in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
He'll be breaking it down.
Game starts at 6:45.
Okay, so what does that mean? What time is Sammy?
You said
Lev
6:40. It was close enough for
45.
government work.
Sorry.
I just am the one who gets. Did you hear that Tony said? Blah 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 blah. Keyboard warriors. Did you hear Tony said 6:40? You should actually let him know it's 6:45.
You don't need to let me know. I'll figure out at 6:45 when I turn to at 6:40.
But what if I'm watching at 6:40 and it's not
Then
on?
you'll find out just like I will. It's 5 more minutes until the game starts.
All right.
6:45, ladies and gentlemen.
I will say that baseball is pretty good. You would know this, Tony, on the broadcast, but when I go to the game and it says it starts at 6:40, they throw that first pitch pretty close to 6:40. Do they not? No, you're smiling. So is Jesse get on
I'm
this?
smiling because
Or Dave Marcus upset with this?
I'm smiling because it is pretty close most
Yeah.
of the time, but it's very rarely actually on time.
Okay.
And I know that because yes, Dave is
gets
freaking out
yes,
about
he gets
commercial breaks and all that.
Mhm.
If a pitcher, and listen, you heard Cece say it the other day before he went in. He was like, the thing he loved most about being a pitcher was that it started on his time.
You're
like
in
if
control.
he felt like rolling out there a couple minutes late, guess what? He was gonna run. And listen, I know that to be true because I've seen many umpires like face mask off, looking into the dugout, like, let's go, let's get this going. And the starting pitcher sitting there like he is invisible, like, get up when I'm ready. I just gonna sit here and drink this water real slow. All right, let's go, guys.
Greatest rule and thing about baseball is that offense never gets the ball.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, if they touch the ball, they're out. Like there's a penalty.
You can't touch the ball.
If you can even touch the ball.
Not with your body, at least. You could do it.
CC's got it.
Yeah. Happy Hour is brought to you by Geo Pools, the swimming pools expert, trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season is in full swing, and so is swim season. Call GL Pools and mention radio for a free month of pool service. Skraby, you got your hand up.
Yes, since they are playing the Giants tonight, I had a long conversation with my friends about the Giants over the weekend, and they're very split on Bob Melvin. Some of them hate him, some of them love him. But I told them he doesn't have the roster to win with this year. Would you guys agree with that? Because I got major pushback.
Yes, no, the NOS is way better this year. And that's with a down Diamondback team that, I think was expected to be better. But I don't think the Giants have enough. They don't have enough in the bullpen. Their offensive pieces, I think, needs a little more depth.
Let me rephrase it then. In 2023, we say that was a disappointment for the Padres because they didn't make the playoffs with the team that they had. Is it the same for Bob Melvin this year?
Not even close.
Thank you. That's
Padres had a way better roster than the Giants do.
We all know.
We take it for the worst season, okay?
We know who 2023's faults was.
Who was it?
Well, you're gonna have to look it up yourself. I can't. When it's master of that obvious, I can't help you.
Oh, sorry. Number 22.
Bob Melvin.
22.
Bob Melvin. We said this. No, in a serious note, we said it in May and June that the Giants were a shocker to be where they were.
Yeah, you specifically said that.
We were kind of right as it turned out.
You
and
said
I hope
you
that
didn't
we
think it
stay
would
right
last,
tonight.
and it hasn't to this point.
Right.
Padres could further put them into the dirt here with a
damage them more.
Nice little 3-game sweep.
I think it's Bob Melvin. You can say whatever you want because I say this again. I think he's met with a negative connotation in San Diego, and I don't think he should be. But I think when you say Bob Melvin, people think negatively around here.
Bob ended up being how many years? Two.
Yeah.
He got us as far as anybody else has got us since Bruce Bochy. But if
he
that's
had
not enough for you, 3-time manager of the year, you got to give the guy his props for that at least.
What have you done?
But
for
they
me
don't.
lately?
Right?
Dun,
Yes.
dun,
People.
dun.
Who sang that one?
It was Paula Abdul.
I'm gonna have to look that
Does
one.
Depeche
Janet?
mode?
It might have been Janet.
Could be Depeche mode.
It wasn't Depeche. It's either Janet or Paula.
What's the song name?
It is Janet.
It's Janet.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, my neighbor Diana, her favorite group of all time is Depeche Mode.
What is this? Depeche?
What is this? Depeche?
Yeah, that's her all-time favorite group. I think it's kind of one of those ironies.
I think John in the chat says if only AJ and Bo Mel got along. I think it worked out perfect for the Padres because now they have the right manager in charge.
I think I personally think there were lessons learned. I think for AJ, I think that's made this situation with Mike had them better prepared. I think they communicate well, and I think that's still a work in progress, and it'll keep getting better. I mean, winning certainly helps with a lot of this stuff. When you're winning a bunch of games, it's easy to kind of get on the same page.
Mike Schilt does a lot of things really, really right. Yeah, and again, you can Monday morning quarterback any manager, but I mean that one the other night. I get critical of managers who never want to just manage for the feel of the game. Right. It's always got to be in analytics. It's always got to be what the percentages say. I don't think Mike Schilt does that at all. I think he's been so successful with the squeeze bunt now that he almost has to not use the squeeze bunt for
teams
a while
are looking for it, right?
to get off of that.
Yep.
But the other bunt, they had Bregman in at third base. I mean, he won that battle by making the Red Sox know it was a bunt, and then he swung away. I mean, he's made a lot of those calls this year.
Again, Chris, it's the long game, and managers typically look at it the long way, right? You've been abusing teams with that safety squeeze all year long. And so now what? Teams got to prepare for it. They got to defend it.
Yes.
And guess what? Now, because Bregman's, 3 feet further in than he would have been if they hadn't shown that all year, it bounces right over his head where it would have probably been a right to Bregman to be able to get the out.
They've done the double steal all year. And I was, playing with my softball team last Wednesday when they tried the double steal in Arizona and Cronenworth got nailed at the plate.
Backside? Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people everybody on the team, what are they doing? You got to rise up. What are you doing? I'm like, okay, you can be critical, but were you critical all the times it worked? Nope. There's no guarantee anything.
You're like, no, yes.
They've been stealing runs like that all year long.
Yeah.
And I think you can't predict. The other team, the guy made a really good play, by the way. Perdomo cut the throw and threw home.
He made a perfect throw.
So he's out.
I think
that's what you made them do.
These guys, they set this stuff up just by playing that way early in the season. It opens things up for you to,
I've always said that
be able to capitalize on it later.
I thought La Russa was good at this, and I don't like a lot
By
of.
By the way,
I mean
that's one of his big.
One of his guys is Schilt.
Yeah, he calls Tony La Russa asking for opinion.
But La Russa used to do it early in the season. You'd see squeezes, and it didn't always work. But guess what? In August, somebody scouted that and said to the manager,
got to defend
keep an eye on the squeeze. They might do it. Then even if you didn't do it, it worked.
It's the same way a good football offense works, right?
Throw a bomb so that they got
to respect it,
yes.
Right? Or keep handing it off so you can suck those guys in. All of a sudden, you pull it out of his stomach, play action right over the top, right? It's the same type deal.
Yeah,
and
somebody tell Mike McDaniel to stop throwing that 1 yard hitch to the side because that doesn't make defenses do anything.
Well, at this point, they know it's coming. You've been running it.
What about the fade to the back of the end zone on the 1 yard line?
That's Harbaugh's favorite for your 49ers. Cost you a Super Bowl.
Come on, just give it to Frank Gore.
The worst play in football. I told you. It works about once out of every 100 times.
These extremely smart football people use it in the worst situations.
You are seeing it less and less, though, now.
Yeah, they're finally figuring it out, maybe. And they throw it to Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's the best one of great receivers. He's also 5'7". Right. He doesn't. That's not the throw for him.
It's not Mike Evans on the outside. It's just not.
Or Megatron or something like that.
Daniel.
Like if you have one of those two guys, fine, you could throw the play every time. But if your guy is 6 foot and under, you just don't run the fade.
Someone asked me last week, I believe it was, the difference between a safety squeeze and a suicide squeeze.
Suicide squeeze, the runner from third is stealing home.
Okay.
He's running as soon as my man squares the bunt, he's running.
Okay.
Or better yet, when the pitcher's foot, it comes up, once it hits the ground, you're off and running. And so safety squeeze, you're kind of reading it. You're coming down the line, you're looking to be aggressive, but you're also waiting to see where he puts it down. Because if he puts it down right at the pitch, you have the ability to just shut it down and go back to third base. You don't have to run. Suicide squeeze, you better be running.
You got to run, and if the bunt gets down, you're going to score.
No matter where it's at.
Because the runner's been running the whole time.
Can you call off a suicide squeeze?
No, not after it's been put on by the third base coach.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
you better bunt, by the way, too, because that's going to hurt
Is that the international, the signs are over is the clap?
Yeah, let's get it going.
Well, look, the suicide squeeze is an interesting play, too. And if the pitcher's sharp, you can't leave too early. Yes. If you leave too early, then the pitcher throws at the batter.
Right.
The batter steps out of the way. The catcher catches the ball and tags the guy.
That is the reason why you have to wait.
It's a really tough play
until the foot comes down, because by that time, the pitcher has made his mind up where the ball's
going. Then he
going.
can't do it.
He can't change spots.
Suicide's much tougher play, but more effective if you execute it because they can't stop.
And that's the thing. You don't need a suicide squeeze if you got the kind of bunters that the Padres clearly have, right? Because they've been able to execute it almost at least put it fair every time.
They have a pretty good percentage.
They haven't popped one up or any of that at this point. So,
Karina has another good question. We're going to have to do it on the other side. Is either squeeze dependent on the number of outs? Save that.
Okay.
We'll talk about it on the other side.
Okay.
Traffic.
From the 855 Get
I believe this will be the final segment of the day.
It is.
Sammy Levitt's got the Padre pregame show coming up shortly, and then the Padres and Gigantes from San Francisco.
Gigantes.
Team split 4 up in San Fran earlier this year. Padres begin play 2 back of the Dodgers. Dodgers are in Anaheim, taking on the Angels. Speaking of the Angel Dodgers, and Shohei's returning back to the Big A. Dave Roberts getting a little testy talking about Shohei. We'll get to that in a second. Also coming up in a second, Tony Gwynn Jr.'s biggest fan getting a homecoming of sorts today. Talk about that.
Roman Anthony?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
But first, we had a question going into the last break, so let's try to answer that.
Yes, we were talking about suicide squeeze bunts versus safety squeeze bunts, and she said
outs matter.
Is either squeeze dependent on the number of outs? She went on to say, "Thank you. My 80-year-old dad and I have been debating this."
Very nice.
So
I'm not quite sure what they mean. I'll try first. If you do either squeeze with 2 outs, then it doesn't matter. They just have to pick up the ball and throw the runner out at first, and the run.
I know.
Won't
Is it
score.
better to do that play with 1 out or no outs? It doesn't matter.
I don't personally think that matters to me. Maybe Tony's got something better. I will say this. Very rarely, if ever, will you see a squeeze or suicide squeeze with a left-handed batter because the ball is wide open to the runner coming in at third. Easy play to tag them out. So if you ever see a squeeze with a left-handed batter, man, that lefty better really be able to handle the bat well.
Wait, say that again?
You don't see the squeeze called with a left-handed batter very often because if they see you square, they just throw the ball outside, and now the runner runs right into the tag. Whereas if you square as a right-handed batter, they throw it outside. Now the catcher's got to go way out here and come all the way back.
And you're kind of blocking the plate a little bit as the hitter.
That's good stuff right there. I didn't think about that.
You didn't? Okay. Well,
Whoa,
I'm just saying.
Chris, look at that.
I mean, Broad Carew could probably do it, or, but you got to handle the bat.
Chris, look at that.
Sorry, I was trying to give Chris a little hey, Chris, there you go.
But what about the outs? I don't know. Maybe is there 0 or 1? Does it matter, Tony?
0 or 1, I don't think matters. I think you're safe with all of those ones.
Right.
2 outs, you're desperate at that point.
It's a silly play with 2. Now you have to bunt for a hit with 2 outs.
Right.
Because if they throw you out, then
it's all for naught.
It's all for naught.
All right.
Good question.
Thank you, Karina.
Tony's biggest fan is Alex Bregman, and Alex Bregman and the Red Sox are back in Houston tonight.
Houston,
where Bregman was a star for many years, returning to his old stomping grounds. Did he get
look
cheered?
what he just did.
Home
run.
He did.
Top of the first.
Should have re-signed him.
Just hit a 2-run bomb right off the bat there. I was just going to say, are they going to cheer him or boo him? They're probably going to boo now. He's running around the bases. Just made it 2-0 Red Sox right out the gate in that game. Good timing, Alex. I didn't even look up and know he was batting when I said that.
That is great timing.
Very good. Carlos Correa is also, I believe, returning home tonight to Houston because I don't think he'd played a home game since they reacquired him.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I thought so.
Cool. Cool. Come join us at Islands on Friday. Carmel Mountain location.
That'll be cool.
2 to 6 p.m.
Cool.
Shohei
Ohtani, not too cool.
Yeah,
according to Dave Roberts.
Yeah. Here's the situation. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Right.
Dodgers up 3-2.
Yesterday.
Okay. 2
Shohei
runners on first and
third.
second, 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
Shohei is on second. He tries to steal. He gets caught stealing.
At
Here's
third.
the reporter. Yes. Here's the reporter's question. And here is Dave Roberts' answer. It's very quick, but it's meaningful.
Shohei caught stealing 6 innings. Is that his decision or?
That was his decision. Not a good baseball play.
There you go. That was his
Pretty
decision.
cut and dry right
Not
there.
a good baseball play. I found this surprising just because I know that Shohei's not bigger than his team, but if there's one player you don't call out, it's Shohei Ohtani.
Why? Why can't a player be called out for doing something that they should 100% know they shouldn't do?
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but is it really worth it in that instance for you to maybe fray some nerves between Dave Roberts and Shohei?
If your nerves are frayed because you messed up
and your manager
calls you on it, what's the problem? Matter of fact, he didn't. By the way, Dave Roberts didn't go out of his way to bring it up. He was asked a question.
He didn't call everybody over and say, "Hey, I want to get this clear."
He was asked a question, and he answered it as I think many managers, coaches should do.
But we brought this up earlier. You said it was a little different. I don't think we diagnosed that fully. Fernando has tried to steal third with 2 outs many times this year. He's made it a couple times. He hasn't made it a couple times.
Yeah.
So isn't that a bad baseball play as well?
It's always a bad baseball play when you don't make it.
Well, true. But I feel it's a bad baseball play when he makes it. I don't think he should be trying to steal third. The odds of the catcher throwing it over the third baseman's head and you come in to score, very low.
Well, I don't know that you're with these type of players. You're not necessarily banking on a bad throw. You're just banking on your guy being better than their guy.
All right, so he steals third. Does that improve? Yes, it improves their chances of scoring a little, but not to the point where I want to risk making an out.
It also depends. I mean, listen, they were down a run, 6th inning at that point, and it's Shohei.
No, they were up.
They were up.
They were up 1. Yeah.
Even more. Even doesn't matter. Down 1, down up.
Still Cardinal
Still you don't want to make the last out of third.
All right.
Again, every manager in the big leagues would say, hey, not a good play. But if you go, you damn sure better make it. And if you make it, nobody says anything.
I seem to remember Estuary Ruiz trying to steal third in his major league debut.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
It didn't go well, and then he ended up on another team a little bit later. Brandon has a good point. If Mike Schilt were to call out Manny saying he can't get thrown out of the game next time he gets ejected, I'd be okay with that. If anything, you hold the Stars more accountable.
Absolutely. If you can't hold your best players accountable, the other players are not going to be willing to sacrifice or listen.
That is true. I fully believe that.
Coaching 101.
This is me talking, not anyone else. I feel Fernando is a bit of a reckless base runner, but he also has some incredible skill that allows him to get away with things. That said, I don't care for him. Like if it's game 4 of a playoff and we're down a run and he singles into the corner with, gets thrown out at second, I'm going to be frustrated. That's all. Next.
He says,
just saying. Right now I can handle it, but don't happen in a key spot, Fernando. But you know what? He's so good. Like, I'm going to bring up a play that, again, Arizona last week, top of the 10th. Yes. Tie game. Fernando was the ghost runner.
Oh,
Second base.
Yep.
Arise hits a bloop over the third baseman's head. It bounced right in front of the left fielder.
Yeah.
Fernando had just arrived at third base, and he went. And I personally said, why? Stay there. We got you now at third with nobody out. You'll score.
What was the result?
Oh, he made it.
Yeah.
Because he's Fernando. And that's the point that a lot of people would say. But I don't think it was a risk worth taking. Sorry, that
probably wasn't a risk worth taking. I think,
but he made it, and that's Fernando, man. He can do that.
He had the most incredible read too.
Right, that's what people were saying. Oh, it was a great play by him. Okay,
that's just
was it?
Isn't that more baseball instinct? I guess
maybe
just kind of knowing
it is, unless you're out, and it's not very good baseball instinct.
Legend girly on the chat. Merrill going for home and bypassing that stop sign.
Right. There's a good.
How about? Did you guys see the one with
he
Butler
made it easy
yesterday?
Lawrence Butler. No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, there was a ball hit down the line, and he was still like, and I'm not exaggerating. He was like 10 feet from third base, while my man was already throwing it to the cutoff man. And so the first view they showed, you couldn't really see the third base coach, but I turned to my son. I was like, There ain't no way he was waving them home. And then they showed the other angle, and sure enough, my man was like this, pointing to the bag. He ran through it, and he ended up being safe. Good throw, he's out. Bad throw, he ends up being safe. These are the type of things that over the course of the season, you'll let slide, every once in a while, especially if your guy makes it. If it's a habitual thing that keeps happening, then you got to address that.
Going back to the one that Jackson did, when he ran right through the stop sign.
Was that in Miami?
Yeah, I
It
think
was on the road.
I think it was the game-winning run, as it turned out. But the one that Jackson did, with all due respect, he probably would have been safe no matter what. Like, I just don't think the read was great, on the third base coach, and I think Jackson just had a better read.
He said, on this team, if you're fast enough, if a ball gets to the wall and you're on first, you got to score.
He did.
He did indeed.
He said it and he made it.
All right. Tony sent me something from Baseball is Dead podcast, and everybody is talking about.
Is that a supportive baseball podcast?
Yes, it is.
With that
it
name?
is. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They're making a joke that baseball is definitely not dead, but
all right.
they call it baseball is dead.
Okay.
But everybody is talking about the new hot topic are the Padres going to win the NL West? And so here is what this podcast said. There's Dallas Braden, Jared Carabas in this. Oh my gosh. That was
good setup,
Yep,
Skraby.
great setup, buddy.
Hold on.
We're almost there.
Someone sent me Instagram. Here we go.
Does anyone here have the fucking balls to say that the Padres are going to win the division?
It's a great story. I would love for it to happen, and I almost just want to fall back in line with the boys on the bump and say, you know what? It's going to be the bullpen that does it.
Maybe the Padres win the division, maybe they don't. But if they were to play each other in the postseason, I'm absolutely taking the Padres. Like, that bullpen is going to fucking ruin people's psyche. It's devastating.
That's a short series matchup that could very well go the Padres way.
I'm interested to see how that Padres bullpen fares in October because they're going.
There you go.
They're going.
Who was that again? Dallas Braden and Chris Ello? That guy swore more than anybody in
Jared
like 30
Carabas.
seconds. My goodness.
If you're just tuning in, this is what happened to Chris on Friday.
$1 billion for this stuff. Oh my God, I've never done that before. Isn't that funny?
Ain't that? He says, isn't that funny?
Isn't that funny? Yeah, it wasn't funny. Adam wasn't laughing.
I'm sure I wish I could have been here just to see Adam's face.
Oh, he panicked.
His eyes popped out of his head. I know they did.
Oh, for sure.
Here's the
For
thing.
sure.
Let's go back to this podcast for a second. It's interesting that everyone's talking about the bullpen matchup. Should they play the Dodgers? Because I think we all would think that the Padres would have a big edge. And that's even if the Dodgers, because the Dodgers still have some bullpen guys that are hurt that are not back yet. Michael Kopech is one. Taylor Scott is another.
Tanner
Scott. And then there's a third, and it's not Evan Phillips because he's out for the year.
Oh, is Trinan back?
Trinan's already back and not
He
pitching very well.
He gave it
by
up the other
way.
day.
Yeah, he's not pitching very well yet. But the Dodgers, I think Gratterall, maybe he's a possibility. Anyway, the Dodgers are going to get some guys back. But the Padres on paper are going to have the better bullpen. But I think you have to say that last year in that series, their bullpen beat our bullpen. And we need to owe them back because they
did.
Their bullpen won game 4, right? They got all 9 innings.
That changed the whole series.
Sure. So, the Dodger, you can say the Padres got a better bullpen, but when it gets down to the game, you got to have the better bullpen. And that's always the question because the game's not played on the paper, as we know.
On the paper.
No. And those guys like Vesia and Banda and whoever else you can bring in there, man, they were throwing bullets last year, and we weren't hitting them, as we recall.
We weren't hitting them. By the way, guys, I'm just letting you know that we have an extra 5 minutes today. So
just came in right now?
No, but we've been talking.
So instead of you said get done at 33, now we got going to 38?
I never said 33.
5 minutes.
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes. 5 minutes remaining.
What do you guys got?
Okay, so I have a funny story from over the weekend because all of my fantasy football friends are dads now, and I hope you guys laugh at this, or else I'm just telling a bad joke. But so he has a 4-year-old son, and they went camping recently, and the 4-year-old son loves going to the bathroom outside now. Going number 1 outside. Just loves it. They call it the nature pee.
A freeing experience.
Yes, the nature pee is what they call it. The son is having a really hard time learning that you can't just nature pee everywhere.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't nature pee everywhere. No,
So,
that doesn't work.
I found this really funny because they
How
keep
old is the son?
4.
I can get away with it till about 4 and a half.
No, this guy's going like around to his daycare. Going into the backyard of the daycare and just going to the bathroom now.
I have no issue with that.
That's kind of funny.
Drop a little trowel in the backyard.
So he's trying to tell him, when we're camping, you can do that. When we're not camping, you can't do that. But he's like, but we're kind of camping out back. And he's like, no, we're not. He's having a really hard time getting this through. I don't know, Tony. Do you ever face anything like this with Trey?
No.
I think public nudity is,
Whoa,
fine.
whoa.
What?
Public nudity.
Well, he's 4 years old, but it still qualifies.
It does still qualify.
Okay. Well,
there are certain things if I ever do become a dad, I don't know how I'll handle it. And like, that stuff, I don't know how I'll handle.
I think the way your friend is handling it is the best, and just stick with it. It'll work.
Oh, someone said big daddy type kid. I forgot about that.
That's right. My man was peeing everywhere.
He was. Jack says,
I have a question since we have an extra 3 minutes.
Yeah, what's up?
Driving home Saturday night from, how far away were we? Quite a ways. I'm going to say beyond Del Mar. I can't remember where we were. Oh, anyway, Rancho Bernardo. Driving home from there. So 25 minutes maybe to my house from there.
Okay.
And it didn't feel like anything until I got in the car and got going, but I had to use the big boys' restroom, as it were. Is that a better way to say it?
So you had a stomach ache.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway,
you had to do the big boy stuff.
Right.
There you go.
It was a 20-minute just battle all the way.
Oh,
to get there.
I had to get there.
I
wasn't going to stop.
That's tough.
So I had to get there.
I've definitely been that guy.
Anyway, okay, good.
Me too.
Yeah.
Last night, coming back from Coronado, again.
Whoa.
I am.
Well, that's a little ways away too.
Yes,
right there.
another 20
probiotics.
minutes. Anyway, I told my wife, I want to tell everybody out there that I was successful. I made there were no disasters.
Thank you.
But here's what I thought of, and this is the way I guess my mind works. Maybe yours does too out there. What if you're driving a little quick because you really want to get home? And you get pulled over under those circumstances.
That is my
what would
nightmare.
you do?
My
what would the policeman do? There has to be a policeman that this has happened to.
No,
there's no way that a policeman hasn't pulled over somebody who's had this explanation.
I've had a friend that got pulled over, and that officer let him urinate.
Let him urinate
all over himself.
All over himself.
Yeah, I mean,
so didn't let him. Okay, so just said too
I'm
bad.
thinking the other side of things would be like my aunt got pulled over one time, and she legitimately did have a stomach issue, and she was like, I'm close enough to home where I might just drive home and explain later. But then she pulled over and she told the guy, and he goes, I don't believe you. And took forever to write the ticket to her for her. And but if you are a police officer,
if you're an officer, I'm asking any officer out there, what would I need to say to get you to believe me in that instance? Or am I bleep out of luck?
It might depend on how fast you're driving for them to let you off.
Like if you're going 100,
no, I get that. You're gonna have to get pulled over there.
You just gotta
find. If you're putting a little extra on it. You speed up to pass somebody, because you just want to get there.
Someone said, "Just give me the ticket. I gotta go."
Well, okay, but as you said for your aunt, that's gonna take time.
It does take time, and that guy took his sweet time. Took his sweet time.
These are the things that I think. These are the things that keep me up at night. I don't know about you people out there, but anyway. I don't know. I have these weird thoughts.
Someone's giving me a nature pee story. My buddy's 5-year-old twin was at the park and nature peed against the fence. Good job, kid. However, see-through chain link fence at his sister's flag football practice on the other side.
He didn't quite understand how that part worked, huh?
Yeah, you didn't quite understand that the chain link fence was wide open.
Make sure you don't go into the wind. Just another bit of advice for any youngsters out there.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Good way to end the show.
Did I get us to the wire or not?
You got it, sir.
Got us to the wire. Thank you to everybody for being part of it. We're back tomorrow. Fantabulous game show. Also, we got a former Daytona 500 champ. Don't forget the NASCAR's coming to San Diego. So we're going to get into that a little with all the Padre stuff. Sam Levitt's next. For Tony Gwynn Jr. and Skraby, Crisello. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.